Welcome to the You're Here podcast. This is episode 105.
Wow.
Last week, 2-year anniversary, man.
Yeah.
And we're back. We're back again for another beautiful year. We're going to start it off amazing. We have a beautiful guest today. Let's get through the housework.
Let's get
Find a podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Anchor.fm, www.yourhearepodcast.co. We cannot afford the M. My name is Mike.
Hey,
Dave?
Hey, we're here. Hey, last week was kind of nuts. We had the 2-year anniversary, man, and it was crazy. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. We saw all of you guys subscribing. Right now, we're on the hunt for 100.
Yes.
Right now, that's our thing. We're trying to get to 100
We got a big bump of 100. We're close.
We're close.
We're definitely close.
We're very close. So by June, that was the goal. We set that goal. We're way closer than we thought we'd be by June. Anyone who hasn't subscribed yet, please do. Helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
The amount of love we've gotten is crazy. So thank you to everybody who has reached out to us, was participating in the live. Thank you to all the guests. That was crazy. It's up on YouTube now if you guys want to check it out.
We all stuck it out 5 hours.
It was 5 hours. It was amazing experience, but let's keep these a little shorter. But for the first episode into our second year of doing this, this is now going on to our third year, right? Officially.
Yeah.
We got a special guest, man.
Yes.
We got a special guest today.
I can't wait.
So right now, I want to introduce someone who I call a brother. He is an incredibly inspirational human being. The main thing I wanted to bring him on for today was I've never seen a story quite like his. You're gonna understand once he explains.
You were telling me a little bit, and I'm really excited.
Yeah. So this is my main man right here: producer, director, actor, filmmaker extraordinaire, entrepreneur. His titles go on and on and on. This is Julio Lopez Velasquez. Julio, thank you for doing this, and welcome to the You Are Here podcast, man.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me, you guys. It's awesome.
Yes.
Super happy for 105 episodes, 2 years. That's amazing, you guys.
Thanks, dude. Awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, well, we're excited to have you, bro. I have a million questions for you, and I just want to start with. I mean, right now I can see your movie posters behind your head right now, right?
Sorry.
Look at that.
My office, my inspiration.
You have a perfect set.
So it's really cool.
Yeah, man. But we just watched Buck Run. We just sat down together and we watched Buck Run, which is just out now, a few days old. We could get it on Amazon Prime, right? That's where we went and got it.
Yep.
I think you can get it at other places too, right, Julio? You can get it other places.
Yeah. Every single platform out there. We have iTunes. We have Amazon. We have it on Google Play. Voodoo is on every single platform that you can think of. We out there.
Easy to find. Easy to find.
It's super easy to talk around. You will find it. It's on demand on DirecTV. Kind of streaming. But we got really blessed because usually you get on 1 or 2 platforms.
Yeah.
We're in hotels room too right now. We're all over the place. So we were like, what? We were expecting 2, 3 the most. Yeah. But in every single platform you find it there, and it's just amazing to look at it. And you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because I had the first film, Wolf Mother. That it's not a film that I'm super proud of, and I act on it too, and I produce. But that's the time that I learned what I didn't want to do on business on set too. That was a pure egotistic. People, you can see exactly people who were in top. They were not really good people, but it was great for me to understand what I didn't want to do on my sets anymore.
Yes, sometimes you need that.
But it's still, we premiere at the Chinese theater, and it's the first time that you see yourself in the biggest screen, you're like, oh my god, if I die tomorrow, I'm there.
I did it. Hey, it's a dream come true. Yeah. It's a dream come true,
and
man.
Congratulations,
dude. So,
thank you, man.
Julio. I want to tell Mikey about this. When first time ever in California for me was this past January, right? When I went to California, and we have mutual friends, and I was able to go to Beverly Hills and go sit in on a meeting with you, and I got to meet you and sit down with you and have a conversation with you. We went to like a hummus place, Middle Eastern food spot.
Exactly.
And you really got to, opening my eyes to some things that I never realized. And I want to start at the beginning. I want to know because you immigrated to this country, I believe.
Oh, exactly. Yes.
So
yeah, my accent. Can you tell?
no, but I remember you saying that you immigrated for this. What country were you from again?
Yeah, I'm from Guatemala.
From Guatemala.
So I came over here when I was 14 years old.
Wow.
And basically, I had a really rough childhood in Guatemala. Basically, I grew up without a dad. My mom, she was raised, in Guatemala, like a beating. You don't do something, you get beat up. You know what I mean?
Right.
My mom, she was 15 when she had my brother and 17 when she had me. So she was kids raising kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my dad decided to split when I was 5 months old. And basically, we had my mom was with us, you know what I mean, from nothing over there.
Yeah.
Finally, she marries, she met a real rich person, and for a while we were rich, you know what I mean? He had yachts and everything on it. But he comes, he was an amazing person, but he was a womanizer, and he got caught cheating. So we went from having chauffeur, yachts, and everything to be eating tortillas and salt.
Wow.
From one day to another one. But in a way, to me, that was amazing because from early age, it showed me, you know what I mean, that you can be up one day and you can be down.
Yes.
Maybe at that time you see it that way, but to me, it was more about, about like, okay, here we are. You're a kid, so you don't care too much.
Yeah.
But I always had a lot of trouble. My mom always will find me 2:00 in the morning watching black and white movies, and she will beat the crap out of me. I used to have a lot of nightmares. I had a lot. It was really bad. I was so scared to go to the bathroom, so I used to pee in bed a lot. You know what I mean? And my mom used to beat me up. Next day, she would shower me with cold water, and in like at 6:00 in the morning. So it was something that as soon as it got dark, I was scared to go to the bathroom. And the dreams that I had were really weird. I mean, like a really nasty. You know what I mean? Like somebody was chasing me in an alley, and I'm running. I'm 7 years old, and I had these nightmares that were really, really bad. And I start sleepwalking. So I will find myself in the street already sometimes. Or I will find myself in their La Pila. They call it La Pila, where they wash clothes and everything.
Yeah.
Like Roma, when she's washing underneath. And my mom, then we wake up and I'm there and I'm all beat out, you know what I mean? So my mom thought it was something wrong with me, like mentally, or maybe a demon got into me. So she took me to do exorcism.
Wow.
She took me
my goodness.
Taking, hypnotists. People, so my childhood was really dramatic, until it got to a point that my mom, she's being young, she was frustrated, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there, I end up selling drugs, you know what I mean, in the street.
Wow.
My mom was like, something, I can do nothing for you. I got up one day in the morning and there was a big sack of rocks next to my bed, and she goes, you're gonna go and sell rocks because I don't know what else to do with you. But it wasn't about me being crazy that I thought I was, because everybody was telling me that. It was about me being so scared of those dreams and the sleepwalking and the trauma of not having a dad too, and got scared when I was little for a lot of things. So I remember my mom, she goes, okay, it was 11 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm all beat out in my pajamas. And she goes, let's go. And I thought she was trying to teach me a lesson, but she got me the thing. She's like, you want to go and knock on the first door? And she's like a half a block away with a big belt. And I'm like, so embarrassed, sunny, smelling like pee, mind that pee. And you just go and you start knocking on the door, clack, clack, clack. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I hear the door open. I was wishing that door didn't open. You know what I mean? And as soon as she goes by, I start freaking crying, dude. I start crying because I'm 7 years old. You know what I mean? And the lady looks at me, she goes, like the smell of pee. But then she was like, what can I do for you? They call you mijo over there, mijo. You know what I mean?
Like little one.
I start crying like, will you please buy some rocks? And I'm crying, doing embarrassed. You know what I mean? And she looks at me and I look up and she has this, she started crying too. She goes, how much are they? My mom never told me how much I was supposed to charge for them. So I look down and I was like, 5 cents? You know what I mean? She goes, okay, give me 2. She pulled the money, she goes like this. And she goes, I'm sorry, I gotta go. And I just kept on crying. And I thought I was gonna be able to go back home right there. She goes, no, you continue, buddy. So I go to the next door. And and I knock on that thing, and the typical Latino, you know what I mean, like a old man, bald, with a white T-shirt, big belly, he still smells like alcohol. And he opens the door and he goes, "What the fuck you want?" You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And he was like, "The same thing. Would you please buy some rocks?" And the guy just looked at me and he was like, "Oh my god, you stink." And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I look up and the same thing, his eyes start getting watery too. You know what I mean? But that's something that I didn't pay attention until now that I'm older, but I saw it. And he goes, how much are they? And I went, 15 cents? Why did I go from 5 cents to 15 cents? I don't know, but I know that my entrepreneur thing was already kicking in.
Yeah.
And that's why I remember when my entrepreneur thing happened. So that went on for maybe like 5 hours.
Oh my goodness.
And I remember coming back because after a point I remembered she was just waiting in a corner of the street. In the streets over there are long. And she is watching, and I just had to keep on going. I remember coming back, and she's standing by the door, and I come back with all this money, no rocks, everything got sold.
Wow!
And I remember hating her so much at that moment, you know, like a kid, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I giving her the money, and she looked at the money, and she doesn't know what to say, and she started crying. But at that moment, I didn't care anymore. I just went in, you know what I mean? Yeah. So those are some of the moments that I went over there, you know. I went through the problems of my mom always preferring my brother, and I didn't know why. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I remember one time having holes in my shoes. I go, Mom, I have holes in my shoes. I need new shoes. And she will go, no, your brother has a play at the school today. I'm going to buy him shoes. I'm like, Mom, but he has shoes. Like, no, he needs a white one for the play. Oh. And I'm like, what the hell is going on over here? And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? That day rains.
Yeah.
And I have to walk out of school, and I put my foot right in those big puddles of water, because over there when it rains, it rains. Yeah. And I'm walking to school. I'm not even running anymore, all wet, pissed off, all this water in my face. And I couldn't understand why she would do something like that. You know what I mean? It took so many years, you know, after I got out of rehab, because, you know, I went to I'll get into that in a little bit.
Sure.
And what happened, I mean, I asked her, why will you do something like that? You know what I mean? Why will you not buy me shoes? Why will you always, when he did something wrong, you will not beat him and you will beat me up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she told me, she was like, what happens when your dad used to come into the house when he was 1 year old, you were not born yet, and he used to come and beat me up. And my brother will come in and try to grab him, and he will get kicked too. He will crawl under the bed, and then my dad, drunk, will go on the bottom and trying to grab him. And my brother is screaming like crazy, and my mom can't do anything. So what happened, it was a guilt that she had, that she couldn't defend his boy. So the only way that she can do it is protecting him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that went on. I always felt something was different always, you know what I mean? So it was kind of hard, because now I don't have a dad. Now I feel that I'm so, but I always been really tough. Mm-hmm. You know, she will come, don't look at me that way. She will slap me, and I will not put my face down.
Yeah.
My eye will get this big, and I will not do it. So I've been like that kind of, you know, always, you know, no way.
Yeah. Tough.
And I remember the first time that I ever skipped school, they had this little machine, you know, the machine like a Galaga. And all So they came to Guatemala, and my friend goes, hey, let's go and play, man. You know what I mean? No, man, I'm going to get on trouble. Come on, man, let's go. I'll wait for you over there. It used to be called El Capitol. That's what the name where they have all the machines. So I skip school. I get on the freaking bus, and I get out of the bus, right? I'm like, I'm going to go play and stuff like that. All of a sudden, when I'm crossing the street, guess who was parked on the street?
Your mother?
Oh. What are the odds? And she get out of the car, and I look at her, and I almost pee and poo in my pants. And she goes, I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to kill you. I mean, like, she went nuts in the middle of the street. And I start running, dude. I run. So I get into the machine place, but I couldn't play anymore. I was so scared what the hell was going to happen. When I get home, like around, I was supposed to be there at 3 o'clock after school. I didn't come until 7 o'clock at night.
Oh, man.
And I get home, all my clothes is packed.
Oh, no.
My whole clothes is packed. And I'm like 11 years old. And I think something like that. All my clothes is packed. And she goes, you're going to military school tomorrow.
Military school.
Just like that. And I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Because over there, military school starts really early, like 11 years old. So I'm like, oh my God. So next day I was in military school, completely. And over there is like, I'm not talking about military school like a West Point. Over there, it's like military school. But you know something, I'm so grateful that I went to military school now, you know what I mean? Because that's where they gave me discipline. That's where I have to make my bed every day. And I don't leave my house and I don't make my bed, you know what I mean? Every single thing, you know, we used to run in the morning, you know, singing and running. You should have to look like a freaking mirror, you know what I mean? You see yourself. every single metal thing in your uniform has to be shining and everything.
Wow.
And whenever you want to fight, you have to go and ask for the gloves.
Wow.
And you fight with gloves. So it was, but you have that thing about the superiors, like they always were after me, you know what I mean? And I had an attitude too, so I ended up being arrested for almost a year. I couldn't come out on weekends because always getting in fights, always something, you know what I mean?
Wow.
But it was something, you know what I mean, that really make my life really, really cool. And all of a sudden, my dad showed up.
Wow.
He showed up when I was 15 years old in a brand new Camaro, you know what I mean? And when I come out of he comes to the military school waiting for me outside, and I'm like, who's this guy? What a beautiful guy. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, he was like, hey, I'm your dad. I'm like, hi. He wanted to hug me. I'm like, no, you cannot hug me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was there for a while, but I couldn't, I didn't like him. You know what I mean?
You couldn't connect to him?
Connect with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't like him, not because he left me, but he had an attitude like nothing happened.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, attitude, and I'm like, from little, I've been like, if you don't care, get the hell out.
Yeah.
That's when, but at this point, I've been watching black and white TV, movies late. I love ballet, ballet, stuff like that. My mom thought that I was gay. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I love ballet. You know what I mean? There used to be this dancer, Marnikov. I think he was in movies in the 80s. Amazing dancer and stuff like that. And I used to love that. You know what I mean? And my mom one day like, are you gay? I'm like, no, I just like freaking ballet. I love Michael Jackson too. Yeah. And when I saw Thriller, at that time, my brother already left to the United States with my dad. And I saw Thriller. I saw the video, and I was like, I want to do that. Yeah. At that time, I was doing breakdancing. I was doing all kind of different stuff.
Oh, wow, man.
So I'm like, I'm leaving, dude. I'm leaving, And my mom already met somebody else. And you can feel when you don't fit there anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like she has to do her life, and everything that I did was wrong. Everything that I did was yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm out of here. I told him, no, I'm leaving with my dad. My dad told me, oh, you're going to come to school and you're going to do all this shit. And, you're going to do well. I'm like, cool. So I leave, you know what I mean? Right when I get into the plane takes off and one of the engines goes out. But I'm sitting, at that time, they let you sit in the front. Like the minor, they have two little seats that comes out in the cabin. And they sit you there.
Wow.
Man, that thing, beep, beep, start motoring, and we're going down, dude. And I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? They pull I don't know what the hell they did, and they stabilize, and we go back into Guatemala, and we go down. At that moment, my mom thinks that I'm already, because he was going to go to Mexico and from Mexico to California, right?
Okay.
So next day, I leave to Mexico. But at this time, after I met my dad, I met the style of that family. Okay. I never did before. But that's when this family, oh my God, everything wrong is the style of I started drinking with them when I'm 12 or 13
really?
years old.
When you're 12?
I start drinking, heavy.
What are you drinking? You're drinking beer heavy?
No, you grab a bottle of really strong, they call it rum, but it's like a hard alcohol. It's called India, Guatemala. So you grab it and you chug as much as you can. You feel it's coming out of your nose, and then you grab a liter of beer and you drink with the beer like that.
Whoa!
So that's how we used to drink, you know what I mean? But that's how I introduced to drinking. So to me, it was liberating drinking, you know what I mean? I used to, party and all that stuff. Even I was young, but I felt older, you know what I mean? You know how that is with alcohol.
Yeah. Yes.
So when I'm going to the United States, my mom, get out of here and stuff like that. So I leave, right? And that happened. I end up in Mexico. I remember my mom giving me a $20 bill. It was dollars, in case you need money. I'm like, oh. So I get into Mexico, and they go like, you're going to stay in a hotel. We have to pair you up with somebody who is an adult, and they pair me up with this couple. We end up being in Mexico, party. I'm 14 years old with this
14.
And I only spent $5 at that time because dollars were super high. So that was my first experience in this first country. I never knew it, so it was amazing. Next day we get into the plane, we leave. When I get to the United States, it's funny because I only have a one-way ticket. And they stopped me and they were like, "Where did your ticket back?" And I'm like, I couldn't understand what they were saying. They called my dad. My dad comes in. At this time, he's a citizen already, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, he's going to be here for a week. You know what I mean? So they gave me only 1 week to be in the United States.
What?
So when I get there, my dad, he has a brand new Camaro. Now, it's no longer the long Camaro, the new Camaro C28. And he's trying to show it off on the way down driving. This car is this and this. And he starts racing with another car.
Oh, no.
Listen to this thing. Start racing with the other car. And all of a sudden, the other car, I give that guy's points to great driver. He had a car. He had a Datsun, I think, 200.
Oh, the Datsun.
The one block, the long one. This guy just stopped that thing up. It stopped when my dad tried to go like this. He stopped on the brakes. He goes this way, and he goes like this with my dad. My dad goes against the railing and hit his tire.
Oh no!
We turned around in the freeway.
My God.
This is the day you got in California.
Right, in the United States.
Oh my God!
So all of a sudden, he grabbed the car and he drive all the sizes match, but it's drivable. You know what I mean? So we're driving, and my dad inside the car started telling me, "It's your fault."
Oh my God!
And I'm like, "Here we go again," So, I'm like, "Why my fault?" I go like that, He was like, "Yeah, I have to come and pick you up." I'm like, "What? What a dick!" You know what I mean? Now that I think about it, you know what I mean? Like, what a dick. So I get home, and I was saying, I go like, "Yeah, when am I going to go to school?" And he goes, "You're not going to school." And I go like, "You told me I was going to school." But no, you're going to work tomorrow. And I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you a job already."
What did you do?
Okay, so next day I get up, dude. Really nice. I put my nice sea caberiches. This one's are called. Look it up. It's called sea caberiches. These pants are like a plain, and they're like a really like baggy pants, but they were in style at that time. My nice shirt. They're like, okay, let's go to work. I go, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean? So we get there, and I get into this like a type of restaurant, disco, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm the bartender over here. You know what I mean? My brother was already working as a busboy. You know what I mean? I keep on walking and walking. All of a sudden, they take me to the back, right? And I come into the dishwasher station. And I'm like, okay. He was like, okay. Another guy shows up, like a Chicano guy, like you speak English? I'm like, no. He starts speaking to me in Spanish. Because this is the hose over here. This is the thing. You push this button. You put it through here and stuff like that. And there we go. He was like, that's how you do it. You have to wait for people to come over here and give you all these things. I'm like, cool. They gave me this wet, like a plastic apron. It smelled like somebody wore like 20 years and you've been wet all. You put it on, you're like, oh my God. So in top of my clothes, my nice shoes. And I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So I start washing dishes. And all of a sudden, this cook comes and he goes, careful, dude, it's hot. To me, hat, in Guatemala, they show you hat is a hat.
A hat.
Oh,
no.
And hot is hot.
Yes.
That's how we speak Spanish, right? Because careful, Julio is hot. And I look at him and I look at his hat. I'm like, I don't speak English, huh? He put the pants down and I freaking grabbed him. And that thing, my thing almost came off from my hands. And I'm like, I start yelling. They put all this cream on it and they put some gloves and stuff like that. But that's how I learned hat.
Oh, there you go. Great.
But you know something? I never saw it like, what a bad luck or whatever was happening to me. I saw it always, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it, let's move on, you know what I mean? We end up, we are living with my dad for a month only because he was using us for money, basically.
Wow, man.
Yeah, so he wanted us to pay for PG, and he'll say PG, and it was $80. He would charge everybody $80. And he got my brother, my two other cousins, and myself in a little room where we hardly fit. We couldn't take showers after we've come back from work because we used to start like around 6 o'clock in the evening and finish until 3 o'clock in the morning. Then we have to walk home because we didn't know how to take buses or anything like that. And it's winter, all wet. And he never picked us up or anything like that, you know what I mean?
How old were you at the time, Julio, at this time right now?
15. I was 15 years old. I came when I was 14, and I turned 15. I was making $2.75 an hour.
Oh, my God.
But the restaurant used to turn into a disco, dude. And after we finish all the dishes, you have to go and clean the bathroom. In everybody throwing up on that thing all night, partying, feces on the wall. So you will have to come in with a hose, like a freaking fireman, and you will have to go that hose in the walls. That thing will sparkle back to you. You try to watch yourself, but we have to walk like that back home. And then we couldn't take a shower because he didn't want us to make noise. So you go to sleep with this stench. You know what I mean? And those are the moments that I go like, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah. Did you feel lost? You felt lost here? Like,
oh yeah, dude. I didn't know, my dream was always dancing, acting, you know what I mean? Making.
Yeah.
That was always my dream. So I started, after a month, this really cool lady who used to rent the house to him too, she goes, we have a house around the corner where, my dad and my mom, they just died and they were hoarders. So if you guys clean it up, I can give it to you for really cheap to live there.
Wow.
So there is a 15 years old, a 16-year-old, and two 17 years old living by themselves. No, we don't speak English at all. We just came like 3 or 4 months into the United States. And there we are living by ourselves. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's, so it was like you have to grow up really quickly. I started sending money to my mom. I started doing all kinds of different stuff.
Oh my.
But it was kind of funny because, the first thing that we bought all together was a moped. You know what I mean? Because we didn't know what to do. So one will come to pick up one, take it to work, and it will come back again and pick up the other one. That was our
a moped, dude.
Those moped that you go like your bicycle first.
Yeah.
And you're mixing the oil with the thing. And I remember that's how we used to get, finally, when we knew how to go there.
Wow.
And eventually, we all pitched in to buy a car. And guess what car did we buy?
What car? A Pinto?
My God, dude. Yeah, it's like a $400 car. We save money. We're like excited. We have a car. You know what I mean? Dude,
weren't those known for like blowing up?
The Pinto?
Yeah.
They would blow up and get on fire.
They would blow up.
Used to break all the time. Used to do all the time. You know what I mean? So, and I remember one of my cousins came to the United States. He was going to hey, you guys, can I borrow your car because I need to go and do something? We go, no problem. At that time, we can take the bus and everything, right? So we all take off on bus. We're driving and we see all this fire department going all of that. The Pinto was on fire.
Yeah, they were known for just going on fire.
Exactly.
There you go.
So, so it was, so that's how it was. You know what I mean? I was the dishwasher, I became the busboy, I became the prep cook, I became the saute cook, the grill cook, and I became the sous chef, and I became the chef of the restaurant.
Wow.
Through that process, you know what I mean? Then it was just funny, you know what I mean, how everything ended up like that. And so then I became a chef for another restaurant. And finally, I remember one day I'm going on a date and I take 4 freaking showers, you guys. And I still feel like food.
Oh, no.
You know? And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
That was my breaking point. I love cooking. To me, cooking is amazing. It's my hobby. But at that time, I just gave up on this crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at that time, I already discovered, I tried to go to high school for maybe like about 3 months. I was in special classes, ESL classes for English. But they got me with all these Korean people. And I couldn't understand anything. And basically, because I get up from work at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get up at 7, I couldn't make it. You know what I mean? And I had 2 or 3 jobs too at that time, so I was working in another place too. So I ended up just going to the Anza College, it's a community college, and I started taking acting classes. I started taking ballet classes. I started taking gymnastic classes.
What school is this? What school is that?
Say that again?
What school was that?
It's called the Anza College. It's a college here in Northern California, in the Silicon Valley.
Okay.
But it was funny because I couldn't understand everything that they were teaching me on acting class. I'm like, oh, yeah, you must. I was just making, I was faking it, because I couldn't understand it. I was taking ballet classes, and I was the only guy in the class, so I was happy.
My God.
I'm only wearing the back, and like, Julio, no, let me play. Yeah, there we go. Let me play. Oh, it's amazing. So I did theater, some theater too, you know what I mean? Jazz classes and all the different stuff. But at this time, I was drinking a lot, partying, I'm using my cousin's ID to go to clubs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? At the same time that all this is going on.
So you're partying while you're learning ballet and acting and working 2 jobs. Now you're starting to party.
Everything.
Exactly. So I'm like, on weekends, Friday, Saturday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're young, you don't feel it and stuff like that. But I was going to discos, you know what I mean? And all that different stuff. But all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I started going out, meeting girls and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I met the mother of my kid.
Wow.
And we go out for 3 months, we don't get along, we break up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean, I come to find out that she was already 4 months pregnant.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm 18 years old.
Wow.
So what are you gonna do? Let's be honest, you know what I mean? Am I gonna be like my dad?
Yeah.
Or am I gonna pick it up? You know what I mean? And she already had a kid, you know what I mean? She was 23 because she told her I was 21, I was using a fake ID.
Wow.
Oh God.
So I come up and then I come talk to her and I was like, I look and I help her through the pregnancy. But when my kid was born, I just went like, I can do the same thing that my dad did.
Right.
So I told her, come and live with me. So we went into this relationship, not with love, but because of my son. And then I became a stepdad too. Her kid was 6 years old. So I'm 18 years old. I'm a stepdad and all that, you know. So at this time, you have to take 2-3 jobs. I have to forget about acting. I have to forget about.
How hard was that, Julio? Was that easy for you to do, or was it difficult?
I think that was one of the things that caused me to really go into my alcoholism.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The only thing of being in that house, so frustrated. I love my kid today.
Yeah.
You know, and I was happy. I was working my booty off, but my drinking kept on getting worse. And worse. Because I was so miserable, not be able to do what I wanted to do. Nobody understood me.
Man.
And at that time, I haven't fixed all the stuff that happened from my childhood. I haven't fixed anything at
you
all.
didn't address it at all.
So, nothing at all, you know. And what happens, I'm a dad already, so I have to do what I have to do. And in fights, the relationship was so materialistic. All of a sudden, you know, I from not being in the restaurant anymore, I go into sales. I end up doing great on sales for wireless, made a lot of money. Then I go into real estate. So everything, money was coming in, but I did a lot of odd jobs, from, you know, cleaning rooms in hotels, cleaning houses. I did construction. I did deliveries. I mean, any kind of job. I always have 2 or 3 jobs just to sustain everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was the frustration was about, you know, always come back to Michael Jackson, that Thriller video.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, that's what I want to do. That's what my passion is. And I was so miserable. But then I started masking everything up by traveling, drinking like crazy, partying like crazy, doing all this stuff, you know. And my ego started getting big. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, give me that table over there. You know, how much is it? I don't care. I paid double for that table because I was making money now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there was no relationship and I was just going miserable. And my alcoholism started getting really high. I ended up in an accident, in a coma for 3 days.
Oh, my God.
Okay? Then I remember waking up and I was like this, with the tube that make you breathe.
Oh, man.
You know, like, my hands are tight. I'm like, what happened here? It was a Halloween party that we used to do all the time, you know, every year with my friends, and I used to cook, but I don't remember anything after I was cooking because I was drinking at the same time. They said that I got in the car, I drove, and I crashed against a car that was parked at 70 miles an hour.
Oh.
So half of the car was gone, and I ended up in top of the hood.
You went out of the car?
Out of the car, yeah, completely in top of the hood. My face was all messed up, and I went into a coma. So that was the first one, you know. Then I drinking so much again, you know what I mean? I almost died too, poisoned myself.
Wow.
Then I had a mild heart attack. Imagine that I'm young. I'm in my 20s.
A heart attack?
You know what I mean? I had a heart attack because money was coming in, and I got so fat because, I have money, I don't care.
Yeah.
I got fat. I was drinking like crazy. I wasn't sleeping too. And all of a sudden, you know what I mean, one day I couldn't breathe. They take me in like, hey, Julio, your cholesterol, the bad cholesterol is at 1,200. It's supposed to be like 250, something like 200. Your triglycerides. And you're like, you're gonna die, dude. You know, like, what are you doing? They put a tube through like a camera inside you.
Yeah.
And nothing was wrong with my heart, but she's like, your body is in such a stress. Yeah. You're not eating, you're drinking. So that one, you stop for a little bit. You know, when you start, you're already an alcoholic, you stop for a little bit, you know, but you have the money. So what do? You continue drinking, you know? Yeah. So all of a sudden, you know, I mean, one day I couldn't take it anymore, and I ended up going to the hospital, and my stomach is like this size. I mean, like a whale, you guys. I'm a freaking whale. But it wasn't because I lost weight, but it was just the swelling of my whole stomach. The pain is horrible. And the doctor was like, Julio, you have pancreatitis.
Oh my God.
He was like, there is no way we can do anything for you right now. We're going to give you the morphine, you know, and you have to chew it yourself because the pain was horrible. Now we have to wait for the swelling to go down, and you cannot eat. drink or do nothing at all. So they put a tube in my arm and they feed me with this white liquid through my arm. Through my arm for, I stay in the hospital for a month and a half. But what happens to, I'm trying to watch TV, and that's why I say, I'm so faithful to God. I believe in faith and miracles and everything.
I want to get into that, Julio. We're gonna get into that.
Okay, go ahead.
No, wait, when you're done, I want to circle back to that faith. Okay. I want to circle back.
So what happens, I'm always believing God, but it wasn't. I remember grabbing the control and trying to turn on the TV, and the control falls out of my hand. It hit the bed, and it turns on, and it's Jolosting. I don't know if you have heard about Jolosting.
Wow. Yeah.
And this guy started talking about divorce, addiction, everything that was going on with me, man. I started crying like a little bitch, man. Crying. I couldn't stop crying. And the nurse called me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, but it was because he was just talking to me, and I felt this warmth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, make that story so long. Like a month and a half into the hospital, they go like, "Julio, I'm sorry, the swelling is not going down. We're gonna have to send you home, and if the swelling doesn't come down, we're gonna have to unplug you, and there's nothing else we can do." So I'm like, "Oh shoot!" So they send me home with this machine connected to my arm. And these white bags that you have to keep refrigerated, and you get a nurse to come into my house, and she comes and changes the tubes. You know what I mean? But at that time, I had to continue working. So what I will do, because at that time I was doing wireless sales, like a GT Mobile, Verizon. I used to do corporate sales. I top all I won, winner circle. I went to Cancun. I used to, I don't know, I was amazing selling. And then what happens, you know what I mean? I say one day, who is making more money? People who are reselling this service. So I open cell phone stores.
Wow.
So what happens at that time, I had to continue working because I have these big accounts that I got to go and see. Yeah. So I will drive over there. When I get there, I will unplug the tube, you know what I mean? And you have to close it really fast. All this blood comes out. And I will go and do the presentation, get back into the car, plug yourself back in, you know what I mean, with this machine, and then drive back home. But at this time, it's already almost 2 months that I'm not eating anything. I mean, I'm like no ice, no water, no nothing, because your pancreas make the acids for your stomach. And if I eat, it will make the pancreas swell up even more. And you can really die, So they were waiting for the swelling to go down but they couldn't do anything for a month and a half in the hospital.
Did you feel hungry or thirsty, Julio? Did you feel like...
It was the most horrible thing that I don't want anybody to go through, because your senses become you're not using your mouth anymore, but your smelling sense and your hearing sense, they amplify.
Oh my
gosh. I can be driving over here and maybe there's a McDonald's 15 miles away and this smell will come in. And then you start getting nauseated because you want to eat. At that time, my ex-wife, my stepson, and my son, they will go to the other room and eat. No. But I can smell the food.
Yeah.
It was the worst thing. And you couldn't drink even water, not even ice. And it was the worst thing. And it's this white liquid. And at the same time, my sugar is getting so high because this thing has so much sugar, and I'm shooting insulin too. At the same time.
My
and at that time,
gosh.
I didn't know that I was diabetic already.
Wow.
So I'm like, I'm going through this process. So I go from 225 pounds, let's say, all the way down to 120 pounds.
Oh my God. Goodness. You lost over 100 pounds.
I'm skeletic, you know what I mean? I'm getting, so I remember going to my last appointment, and they look at me, "Julio, are you sick? Are you okay?" "No, I'm fine. I'm just losing weight." You have to fake it while you say it. I'm driving back home, and all of a sudden I get a flat tire. And it's 108 degrees outside.
Oh, no.
So I get out of there with the bag. You know what I mean? The black bag has like a little engine and everything, like that. I get out of there, and the bag is inside, and it has a little motor inside. And I go, I got to change this. So I go and grab the stuff from the trunk, and I'm trying to turn those things, man, and I don't have any.
No.
I can't. I'm so weak that I can't. I sit by the edge of the thing. It's so hot, and I start crying. Just crying. This shadow comes in. He goes, "Do you need help?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have this problem." And he goes, "Okay, I'll help you." I don't know if I passed out or not. When I opened my eyes, he was gone. The eye was changed. The tire was changed, and I just get into my car and come home.
Come on.
I go on my knees, and I go, "God, just take me. I can't do this anymore." please take me. I went on my knees to like that thing that I go like, please take me. We try everything, it's not working out. And I remember feeling this warm feeling, the same one that I felt when I saw Yolo's thing, and I fell to sleep too. I got up. They did the MRI. They did an MRI every 2 weeks to see how everything was going. I went to do my MRI, still swelled up, but I can start feeling better. I don't know, really weird. And they do another one, like, oh, the swelling is going down. Right 2 days before they were going to unplug me, and they were not going to send the nurse anymore. So I'm like, so it took me about 3 weeks or 4 weeks to be able to have a spoonful of Jello. Wow. You just drink a little bit of water because now you have to take all these pills. They mimic the acid in your stomach and try to get back into normal. You know what I mean? You feel like you're going to throw up, you get diarrhea. It was, worse than, it was really bad. But eventually everything was normal. You know what I mean? Everything started coming back and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm super grateful. 6 months sober. Everything is cool. And I get invited to a freaking, to a wedding. And at that point, I'm strong, I feel. But you have to remember, an alcoholic, he has to want to stop drinking.
Yes.
And I was forced to stop drinking.
Oh, man.
That's the difference. So I go to the party and stuff like that, and they're like, Julio, want something to drink? I'm like, no, it's fine. Come. You can drink wine either? And you ping. Oh, yes, I can have one glass of wine. Just like that.
Oh, no.
And what happens when you're drinking so much, I was drinking like about maybe 40 beers a day at that time.
Wow.
A day before I got sick. So what happens, you go back to where you left it. I get up next day in the hotel room, I open my eyes, and I have like 9 bottles of wine in the floor already.
Jesus.
And I start drinking already again. But nobody knew. You know why nobody knew? Because I will go to work. Yeah. I will still make money. Everything was cool. People will, at that time, I was just doing real estate and loans. So everybody like, oh, yeah, stuff like that. And nobody can tell me anything. I'm paying for all the bills.
Yeah,
I'm that. So that took me to a point where I was drinking 56 beers a day.
Oh, my goodness.
But then I'm not telling anything to the doctor. Between those 6 months, I'm not telling anything. The 6 months that I was sober. But when I started drinking a little bit, I didn't say anything to the doctor. And he goes, Julio, the MRI that we did last week, you need to come and talk to me. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell happened now? So what happened, my pancreas, all this acid liquid formed these bags of the liquid hanging out of my pancreas. And he said, if they explode, you're going to be eaten alive inside because it's acid. You know what I mean? So we need to open you from your sternum all the way to your penis, and we need to take them out. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, so I go and I tell the doctor, no, I feel that warm. I ask God, you know what I mean? What should I do? And I feel this warm. I'm like, no, what is the chance? He goes 50-50. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Are you crazy? You won't be able to exercise, all kind of different stuff. You know what I mean? So I go through that process. I start drinking, but I'm kind of managing. 1 day or 2, I'm not drinking and stuff like that. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? I get, they go like, Julio, you need to do the other MRI. And I'm like, okay, I went to do the MRI. And all of a sudden, I get another call. I'm like, what the fuck now? You know what I mean? What is going on? So I go in, and he goes, look, Julio, I don't believe in miracles. I am a scientific guy. I'm a doctor and stuff like that. But this is the MRI for 2 weeks ago. This is the MRI for now. Look at this. The bags disappear.
It's gone.
There were no bags. Gone. And you can see like the lining just hanging. And he goes, there is no way that your body can assimilate that. There is no way that it can go back into the pancreas. There is no way. I don't know what the hell happened, but something. I go like, it's a miracle. I go like that. He goes like, I don't believe in that shit. I remember him telling me that like that. In that moment, I felt so blessed, but the alcohol was already progress again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I continued working like crazy and doing always, nobody noticed, but all of a sudden I went from 40 beers to 56 beers a day. Get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, we'll drink a 6-pack. 6 o'clock in the morning, another 6-pack. 8 o'clock in the morning, another 6-pack. I will pass by a 7-Eleven, buy 2 24s, put some of the beers inside my briefcase. I will go into my office, tell everybody what to do, be drinking in there, finishing the beer, go to lunch, have 3 big tall beers, black ones, like this, bite a little bit of the sandwich, then get more beer from the trunk, wait till 5 o'clock, go to happy hour, and before I get home, I have to buy another 24.
Wow.
And that was my routine.
It's addicted, man.
Wow.
Yeah. One day I got up and I forgot to buy beer. And I started shaking. 6 months of drinking like that. And
you have withdrawal. Yeah.
So what happens, I used to grab all the beer that I used to take in the car, and I used to leave it there. When everybody went to sleep, I would put it in a plastic bag and at 6 o'clock in the morning and throw it away, and that way nobody would notice. This time I'm desperate, and I put in the thing. I start going 1-1. Imagine. And I did the short that I did. I want to send you the short that you watch it. That's the first short that we did with Tomorrowland.
Yes.
It's called The First Day. I'm chugging and chugging. I'm trying to find beer somewhere, a little bit, and there is nothing to. And I'm shaking. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. You cannot buy beer until 6 o'clock in the morning. There is no alcohol. There is nothing because I already finished everything in the house. And I'm shaking. And at this point, we're sleeping already in different rooms. You know what I mean? So I go into the freaking closet and I go like this. No, I'm shaking and sweating like crazy. And I go like this. And I found 2 beers inside a jacket. Modelos. I remember Modelos. So I shove one up like that, dude. And I go into my knees, man, and I start crying. I was, God, I don't want to drink anymore. But, my other hand just kept on moving, and I drank it too. At that time, it's close to 6 o'clock. I go and buy some beer. I come back, and I get a phone call. My sister-in-law, she goes, hey, Julio. Yeah, I go like that. Can you give me a favor? Because she didn't speak English. And her son was addicted to drugs, too, and all kind of different stuff. Goes, there is a place in Laguna Beach where, Spencer, it's called Spencer's, where, they only celebrity and people with money go over there. But can you find out if they have payment plans because I need to send him over there? So I call and they say, no, we don't take payments. And I go like, hey, I have an alcohol problem too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, are you willing to come? And that moment, I knew that God used my sister-in-law to give me the information. I knew it. It was like that. I go like, yes. He goes, okay, we'll send a car for you. You go into the airport. Then please drink. They told me, drink before you get into the plane. Because if not, you're gonna go if you stop drinking, you can even die in the plane. He was like that. Wow. So I drink. I get into the plane. They waiting for me on the other side. They pick me up. I remember coming in, signing all the paperwork, paying with credit cards. And all of a sudden, dude, I don't remember anything for a week. Really? They say that I will get up sweating. They have IVs and they give you Librium. Librium is a drug that fakes the alcohol. You know what I mean? So your body thinks that you're still drinking. If not, you can go into a shock and you can die.
Wow.
And so I remember waking up one day, already awake, and I'm like all sweaty and stuff like that. I see the room, there are 3 more beds in there. I'm like, what the hell am I? Finally, I remember. I come out and like, hey, dude, how are you? Hey, man, how are you? I'm like, hi. You know what I mean? I start drinking water and stuff like that. You don't remember me, dude? You're like, yeah, we were talking the other day. I'm like, no, man, I don't remember anything. So they kept me there for almost 2 weeks, and then they moved me into the front because I told them, give me the best. Yeah. If I'm going to go into this thing, and it's the first time that I ever did something for me. That's another thing that I wanted to say. I always wanted to have I wanted my son to be fine. I want her to be fine. I want my family around me to be fine. I will help everybody, but I will never help myself. Yeah. And I will come home, nobody cares. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you want everybody to be like, you want to be like.
Yes.
You want somebody to like you. But at that time, that's the way that I did it. And I remember going through rehab, dude. I did meditations. I did everything. I started getting closer to God. And all of a sudden, dude, I finished my program, dude. But my ex-wife was supposed to come in and talk to the counselors, and she didn't show up. So 3 months before that, on September, I went there in March 2006. Okay. March 2nd, on 2006. 3 or 4 months later, I bought another house under my name. I didn't tell anybody that I was married because I was going to swap it. You know what I mean? Just, make money. I was doing real estate. Yeah. And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Something told me not to sell it, right? So I put furniture on it and all kind of different stuff. And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I used to go and stay there when we used to get in a fight or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So and my counselor was like, if you go back to that house, she's the treater for you to drink. She knows what button to push. You know what I mean? Because she wants this, she wants that. And you go, here we go, and leave me alone, drink. And he goes, you can go back over there. So I didn't go back to them. I came to this house where I live now. I sat down at the edge of my bed and I say, what do you want to do when you were a kid? That was my turning point. I was 26 years old. Wow. And it's like, what do you want to do when you were? And first of all, I wanted to act. Of course, I'm too old to dance. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to make films. I wanted to have my own products. I wanted to do everything. And that was the beginning, dude, when I enrolled at the Meisner, you know what I mean?
Yes.
At the Meisner, I started working on Formosa. And that's when everything started changing, you know what I mean? But the thing about it, was my faith grew so much that I started finding myself, you know what I mean? I started doing therapy too. I started doing all kind of different things. You have to start fixing yourself. And I have so many issues that I didn't know I had, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
After I got out of it, I got into another relationship, and that one's another story. But that helped me so much to find out what else. But that's how everything started, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where when I used to be drunk, I used to write all the time, Tomorrowland, drunk.
Wow.
Tomorrowland. Why? Because I didn't know where I was from. I wasn't from Guatemala anymore. I wasn't from here because I didn't fit. But I used to, and if you see my logo, that's my handwriting.
Yeah. That's your handwriting. I was thinking that today when I watched Buck run. I said, I wonder who they got to draw that.
That's my handwriting. Imagine that.
Oh my God.
So it's my handwriting. So I remember being in the acting class, and my teacher goes, look, if you want to make your own thing, if you want to act more, you have to make your own thing.
Who is this now, Julio? Who is the teacher that you had in Playhouse?
Oh, that one in Northern California is a Jim Garrett.
Okay, Jim Garrett. Okay.
So what happened, he said, if you want to act more, you have to. So next day I went to open my corporation.
Yes.
And I was like, what am I going to call it? Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland
production. That was supposed to be that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then So that's where everything started. And I went to my acting. I had to clean up my act. I had to take all these friends out of my life.
Yeah. Wow.
I used to have parties in my house where we were watching the fighting over 100 people in my house.
Wow.
Beer all over the place. I had a pool table. I have a pool outside, parties and everything.
Yeah.
Guess how many people came to see me at the hospital?
I'm going to say 0.
3.
3 people total.
3 people, yeah, out of all these friends.
Wow. Oh, man.
So I'm not bitter because, when I'm going, I can take everybody. Now I understand the fact.
Yeah.
God was trying to make me clean my stuff, you know what I mean? And it's been 15 years that I've been sober in 3 months.
Congratulations. Wow.
Huge.
But it's amazing, I'm so grateful to it and stuff like that. But that's the beginning of everything, you know what I mean? But it's so when people tell me, "Oh, I'm too old for this," I'm like, "No, you're not too old. You can start anytime because God will give you your time back." I remember driving, you know my Maserati, right? I'm driving in the Maserati at 140 miles an hour because I'm late for a meeting. And the first thing, and Highway 5 is a straight shoot like this. And I'm late, and I remember saying, and this is how I learned this lesson, I go like, oh my God, I'm going to get a ticket. Woo! I got a ticket. But then I was listening to your last thing in the car, and he said, you have to be careful what comes out of your mouth. Wherever you talk about, you prophesize your future. So be careful using your tongue. Next time, I'm late for a bigger meeting in my Beverly Hills office, and I'm doing almost the same thing, 130, 120. I'm trying to be a little bit careful, but I'm speeding. I passed 3 cops. But before I got into the freeway, I was like, God, that I'm late because I was helping somebody else. I was like that. I got to be in this meeting. Please make me invisible.
Yeah.
I was like that. And then I started going, nobody's going to stop me. Nobody's going to stop me. Nobody. And I said like 25 times before I got into the freeway, and I took off. I passed 3 cops. I'm not lying to you. And I didn't get stopped.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
Those are miracles that you see. People don't see. Like, I tell God, can you please give me a sign if I'm supposed to be in this relationship? Man, 2 seconds later. But what happens, people don't pay attention. And this is what I tell a lot of people, okay? If you believe in God, that's fine. If you believe in the universe, that's fine. But if you live in the house and you see a jacket, and for some reason you turn around and you look at the jacket, that's the Holy Spirit, that's the universe telling you, grab that freaking jacket because you're going to be busy later.
The sign.
What we do, oh no, it's still warm, and you just take off.
Yeah.
And what I tell people is you have to pay attention on those little things because when you start paying attention to those little things, that's when you stop making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
That's when you start listening and paying attention because there are a lot of red flags in your life, but the problem that you don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I see a red flag, I'm like, okay, I'm doing my Michael Jackson moonwalking, dude. And that's how it is, I mean, you have to just pay attention to your gut and the intuition.
Yes.
Your gut feeling.
Yes.
That's what is talking to you, but we are so stubborn that we thought, oh no, or somebody comes to us like, no, you think you're gonna be able to do that?
Right.
No, that's hard. Look, Even my teacher, an acting teacher, like, Julio, you're never going to make it because your accent. You need to go and get your accent. And me, I'm going to go and take my accent. And I start working on it, and it start getting really clean up. And all of a sudden, one day, I remember after you do private moments, and on the Meissner technique,
Yeah,
you know, that's the technique.
Fantasies, right? The fantasies.
Exactly. He goes, hey, when you stop giving a fuck about people, what do they think about you and the audience, that's when you're going to do your best performance,
That's right. That's right.
And you just forget. You don't care what people think.
Yes.
So what happened, I look at him and I look at the other teacher and I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck what you guys think.
That's a terrible thing to tell someone.
No, but that's spot on.
Yeah, so, next day I go in and I do my thing. I don't care what are they thinking. And they go like, how the hell do you do that, Julio?
See?
How that happen? And stuff like that. And he go like, well, I follow your advice. I go like that. What? You don't give a fuck about what people think. And he is fucking, because he was egotistic. He was egotistic. And he looked at me with this, he was so pissed off at me. And I'm like, okay. He was like that. He was like, but I didn't mean me. And he was like, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? And he goes, no, but that was perfect. And he's turned around and he goes, next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the moment that I got free. Complete when he gets acting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So my point is that we have to understand that anything, when you live, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. I learned about 12 years ago. When I give, I don't expect anything back. My life have changed so fucking much because I remember one time a friend of mine calling me. He goes, Julio, can you help me move? And I'm like, it's Friday night. And he's like, dude, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, nothing. I go like that. Please help me move. When I show up, it's him and me moving his house.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Then on Monday, I feel my butt muscles, my leg muscle that I never thought I had. I'm all in pain. But I'm like, oh, man, you see, I help you. 2 months to the date, I'm moving into my apartment. And I call, hey, dude, what are you doing tomorrow? Nothing. Can you help me move? No. You know something? I was like, that fucking asshole, blah, 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 blah. And then I go, hey, wait.
Yeah.
So you were helping the first time, and you were expecting something back.
Yeah.
That's the moment that I realized, from this point forward, you're gonna help, but you're not gonna expect anything back.
Wow.
How I did that, I put a rubber band in my hand, and for 33 days, every time somebody asks me for something, I will go, you don't expect anything back. You don't expect anything back.
Wow.
Habits, you can form habits in 21 days to 30 days. From that, they make my life being so freaking awesome. Because somebody asked me, hey, yes, here we go, no problem. And I'm like, I'm not expecting nothing. Yeah. And my life is so cool because I give because you want to give, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are the little moments that completely changed my life. I'm like, oh, man. The other moments is being grateful, dude. You know what happened?
Yeah.
You forget about your little victories. And when you forget about your little victories, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because God, the universe going to like, you don't remember when you were in the gutter and I got you out of there.
Right.
You don't remember that I fed you yesterday. You don't remember that you woke up today. You don't remember that you were able to pay your bills yesterday. So gratitude is the thing that is going to get you anywhere. And it's going to, and your day is going to start. Because the first thing that I do when I get up, this is crazy, dude. It never happened to me. But the last few years, I get up in the morning, I'm smiling.
Wow.
But the first thing that I smile, thank you, God, for another day. Just grateful to be alive. And then I go, thank you for giving me a place to sleep. Thank you for the meal that I ate yesterday. Thank you for the parking that you gave me. Thank you for this that you did. You have to remember those little victories in order to continue getting the bigger victories. Yes. When you start getting big victories, and you start getting mad because you're not getting any more, it's because you forgot this one.
So you're living, Julio. You're living. I mean, your story to me is one of the most obstacle-ridden stories I've ever heard in my life. You've been through medical issues,
through everything,
rough childhood, absent parents, immigration, all this stuff at a young age, education, all the stuff that people need for like a solid foundation to hopefully reach their dreams. You know, you didn't seem to have any of that, and you still had this thing in your heart that you wanted to do, overcame all these obstacles. and you're living your dream every single day. I mean, you're physically in your office right now, or in your house right now with your movie posters behind you, and you have your businesses, and you've done all these things, and you're present, waking up with a smile on your face every single day with gratitude. And I would just want to ask you, I think Mikey wanted to ask you too before.
Yes.
What was it? What would you want to ask him specifically? What would you attribute it?
Even I wanted to ask so many times in the middle of the story, but I don't want to interrupt you because it's just I love how it keeps going on and on and on.
It's amazing.
But just what are the when you were working as like a chef, you know, when you were doing it over and over, you took 5 showers, you still smell like food. Like what's like the little thing telling you like go do the thing that you always want to do, go act, go to school, try to do that, or like, what's the little thing that keeps you like going? Like, what keeps you running? Because you always have something where there's an obstacle shows up, but you always have something in you that just like you're like, fuck it, I gotta go, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what happens on those moments? It was, I think, what I attribute those things is because you come from a place where you had nothing,
yeah,
and you're gonna go somewhere else, and it doesn't matter if you get nothing anymore, because at that time, sometimes you lose hope. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You lose hope. What else do I have to lose? What else do I have to lose? But I have to do what I'm happy. At that time, I hadn't clear because I was drinking at the same time. But I remember one thing: kids and drunks tell the truth.
Wow.
So what happened with alcohol? With alcohol, it makes you truthful.
Yeah.
You can,
it comes out. It'll come out.
Become an asshole, you become a clown,
whether you like it or not.
Yes.
Yeah, or you become. So what happened? I think because I was drinking, I was always truthful of what I felt, and that I attribute that I knew that I had to make my movies. I knew that I have to do a bunch of stuff, but I was giving up in myself because I saw myself in a situation where I love my son and we have the great relationship and everything, but the relationship that I have with my ex-wife, she's a wonderful lady, you know what I mean? But we were too young. We didn't.
Yes.
It was materialistic, but it was always, you know what I mean? That light at the end of the tunnel. When I used to write like a Tomorrowland,
Yes.
you know, and it, to me was like I know something is there. I know somebody is there for me. I know something is gonna make me happy. But the thing that kept me the most going, it was like I want to be honest with you. When you're drinking, how I was drinking, I wish I didn't get up the next day. Wow. I wanted to die.
Yeah.
I wanted to say like Julio is gone. All my dad and my family on my side, he died of alcoholism, diabetes, kidney transplant. They died because he drank again and dead. My uncle died of his liver dissolved. So you see all these things that I had on my father's side, but then you see this thing on my mother's side. Everybody's a doctor. Everybody does this in Guatemala. Everybody has something to do. So to me, it was about, I have to prove it to myself that at least I try.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I stopped drinking, the thing that kept me going, like I have to stop what is going on with my family. I gotta stop. I'm diabetic now. I shoot insulin every day. Yeah. I get sick and stuff like that. But I learned not to talk about those things because I don't want to victimize myself.
Yes.
And that's what happens when we are in that path. When something is happening, everybody becomes a victim.
Yeah.
And that's why, on those times I didn't become a victim, not only because of the alcohol, but I survived so much I learned so much with my mom, standing up to her.
Yeah.
I learned so much, as a kid, that selling rock part. I think that built me because now I know that my entrepreneur ship comes from that moment when I went from 5 cents to 15 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what happened? There was something that didn't let me die. But what happens? We all have purpose in life, and we have all these gifts. Imagine a big warehouse, okay, and you have 25 boxes with your gifts.
Yeah.
And it's up to you if you want to get them or not. Right. It's up to you. I'm getting all the fucking 25, but if you don't take yours, I'll take yours too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because what happens, we have to understand that God of the universe is not going to give you, I want to be an actor, I want to make movies,
yes.
I want to do stuff, I want a great relationship. No, God didn't put those feelings on you just because, there we go. No, it's your purpose. It's what you want. And people tell me now, I work 18 hours a day sometimes. People like, or why you work so much, why you have so many companies, and it's like now I'm doing what I love, so it doesn't feel like work anymore.
Yeah.
But one of the attributes of that is remembering where you came from every single moment, and that's what is going to, and staying humble.
Wow.
If you're not humble and you start getting to your head when you start making movies, when you start doing this, when you have an interview, when you have red carpet, when you have or whatever, that's the moment that you're going to lose everything again.
Yeah.
Because your ego is going to be covered. So I think the main thing why, I kept on going was because of the dream that was planted on me, or the gift, or what God gave me since I was 7 years old, movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And imagine, you're in Guatemala. Who the hell is going to make it all the way from there to United States? It's impossible, honestly. So to me, everything is possible. So now I look at it, and I'm looking, wow, dude. And there's a lot of stories in between that I haven't tell you where, oh my God, I have died 4 times, you know what I mean? All kind of different stuff. But to me, it's not about the dying part. To me, I went through that, and I have to learn from that. A lot of people, when they have issues, every time that you're going to have a problem, and remember, this one is really easy, you guys, but people don't get it. When you have a problem, you own at least 1% of that problem.
Wow.
If not, you will not have a problem, right?
Yes.
Because honestly, so my philosophy now, I go like this. When something goes wrong, I go, fuck you. No, I go, hey, stop. What part of the problem you own? No. You start fighting with yourself. No. What part of the problem you own? So then I go, okay.
Yeah, that's really big, man.
So you go, I did this, and this. Okay, that's 25%. Okay, forgive yourself. Don't do it again. If you need to ask for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. If they need to ask for forgiveness and they don't, forgive them anyway. Wow. So what happened, I went to a peace mode after I find out what part of the problem I own, because I know that I'm responsible. So now I'm taking responsibility for that 1%, 25%, 100%. And then you can say to yourself, okay, you messed up, don't do it again. But the moment that you go, she fucked me, she didn't pay me, or I helped this guy, I helped this guy move, and now he doesn't help me move.
Yeah.
No. You say yes. And you want it to be cool. You want to be cool with your friend. Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. That's another 5%. That's another 10%. That's another 25%. I just want it. So in life, what happened, one thing that I learned is if you continue victimizing yourself and you don't see the problem first, where that you own a part of the problem, you're always going to be.
Yeah, you're not going to be anywhere. There's no
always.
That's so healthy. I feel like if you realize what part of the problem, that's a way to like build. You're forgiving. You learn, like you go through something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and it's a thing you have control over. You can never have control over another person or a circumstance that's out of your control, but you can take responsibility for a piece of that. And adjust or grow from it.
That just made me think about all the past dumb, stupid arguments, relationships, all this crap.
Yeah,
where I never thought about like what I did.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I got into it. I got into a thing with
I'm always like, they're the ones that's wrong. Yeah. Right. It's always like that.
Dude,
right?
I got into a thing with I got into a thing with an old friend, and something happened where I thought I was wronged. So I was really fucking mad, man. For months, I was fucking mad, and I wouldn't talk to this person. I shut him off, and I was like, "This piece of shit, did this terrible thing to me. How could you betray me? I thought we were like this. I thought we were, brothers, friends." And it took me months, dude. And I remember this was during quarantine. I was walking around or not walking around, sitting around every day. And I was getting more and more depressed, and I was feeling like kind of down. I was like, what is that fucking feeling? Something's trying to come out from inside my chest, and I can't, and I'm not letting it. I'm holding it down. And then I kind of sat with it, and I had a little bit of a prayer moment where I finally started opening up. I said, just God, what is going on with me? Give me some kind of sign. Give me some kind of focus. Let me know what's happening. And something came out of me where it said, you had a part in this friendship not working out, man, and you should own your side of the street and communicate that. And I said, fuck. It was such a realization for me. It was like, that's the weight I'm carrying, is I contributed to this. The way I reacted to his actions was my fault. I shouldn't have done what I did and yelled and got upset and said, take care. And that's on me. And I feel sorry for that. And I apologize for that. And I said, even if we can't be friends no more, as long as I get this off my chest,
Yep.
I don't want you to feel like any kind of pain with me. When you think of me, I'm not upset with you. I love you. I leave you with love. And like, I hope we could be friends again one day. If not, that's totally fine. But it made me feel like I was forgiven and absolved myself of like my sin, my thing that it was my part. But if I stayed thinking, no, it's his fault only. He did this.
You're not getting anywhere.
I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
I still have that thing stuck on me, that thing weighing me down.
People die like that. People die.
Yes.
They don't talk to their families. I will never talk to that guy. I will never talk to my. I will never talk. And honestly, it's not. Look, you can forgive people.
Yes.
And they can forgive you. That doesn't mean that they can come back into your life.
Right.
Oh, you can just say, look, man, I accept your apology. I love you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I can take you with me now.
Yes.
You are forgiven, I'm forgiven, but you stay there and I have to continue my path.
And that's totally okay.
That's a lot of people don't understand, because when you come from the compassion side, somebody asked me, Julio, how do you feel about your haters? I don't believe in haters.
Yeah.
I don't. You know why I don't believe in haters? When somebody, like they say, is hating on you, it's a reflection of what they're feeling.
That's right. That's exactly right.
If they want to reflect it on me, and to me, I just go like dude, I'm sorry that you feel that way. And they're like, I don't feel that way. Yes, you do. Because I don't feel that way. I'm happy.
Yeah.
No. And I had a relationship with a friend of mine for, I think, like 18-year relationship with a friend. And he came to me and he was like, oh, you feel that you're the shit now because you drive in this car, you have your business and all that stuff. And I was like, look, I'm going to explain to you something. I told him. I didn't buy my car to go and show it off. I bought my car because I love cars.
Yeah.
I always, when I used to watch Miami Vice, remember Miami Vice,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So, and that Testarossa coming in.
Yeah.
But I love cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, one day I heard this: show your blessings well.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't have to be hiding for the good fortune that I have. I cannot be hiding for the blessing that God gave me because I work my booty off for that.
Yes, He did.
I'm not like look at my car. No,
Yeah. You drove right to his house and asked him, look at it. Look at it.
Look at my car.
No, it doesn't fit in my coffin.
Yes.
But at least I drove it. That's what I wanted to have the experience. Like when you're traveling, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So he comes, because you have a car and stuff like that. Who, something. I was just looking at him and I felt it.
Yeah.
He was so pissed off because he's not doing what he loves, right?
Yes.
So I went and I look, man, you just upset because you can do what you love.
Yeah.
You're upset because you're not faithful to your wife. You're always doing this stuff. You're doing all this stuff, and you're guilty about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you think that and you want to come here in my office and tell me this stuff. I go like that. To be honest with you, I forgive you, or you don't have to forgive me for nothing. You're the asshole. I'm like, okay, no problem. But look, let me tell you something. You need to go and fix yourself. This is a reflection of what you're feeling right now, and I need you to leave my office.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that? Yeah, just like that. So he left. 4 months later, he called me like, you were right.
Yeah.
I was straight. I was doing this wrong. I was doing this and that, man. I'm sorry and stuff like that. And, can we come back to the wife? And I'm like, look, man, I forgive you, but I cannot allow you in my life anymore.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's messed up. No, it's not messed up. It's that's how it's supposed to be, because I know your true colors. You're not getting help. You gotta go and talk to people.
Yeah.
You gotta fix yourself. If you don't fix yourself, people can go like, oh, I'm sober for 3 years, 4 years now. But if you're not going to meetings, if you're not going talking about your feelings, if you're not open to and you're not helping other people, and you're not getting better.
Yeah.
You're just a dry drunk. That's what you are.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
And even if you don't drink, but if you have all these psychological things that happen in your life and you don't fix them, and you think you fix them, no.
They're
What
still
happens?
there.
You fix them in the moment, but then you go by yourself, you're like a fucking bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the moment of realization where you have to take responsibility of yourself. If not, you're never going to let go to anything.
Right.
And I know two of the hardest thing in life, you guys, is this. Tell the truth, learn to say no. The moment that you learn to tell the truth, because the truth hurts, and you're going to hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to get hurt. But you learn how to say no. That's when you discover peacefulness. I'm going to tell you how I learned about not to say
I was about to ask. Can you tell us when?
And it's not bad at all. Yeah. With with my son, we used to have this thing every Sunday. We will go to the freaking movies at 11 o'clock at night. Who the hell does that? Because we get out at 1 o'clock in the morning. He has to go to school and I have to go to work, right? But it was a thing that we did together, right? He's an actor, he's a writer and everything. So we're like, oh, movies, this movie's coming out. Let's go and see. And he started dating. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And one day, the movie came out. Hey, are we gonna go to the movies? Oh no, Dad, I'm gonna go and see it with my girlfriend.
Oh.
There was nights that I was in the theater like this.
Oh.
So tired, dude, but I can let him down.
Can't let him down.
Yeah.
Well, at that moment, I understood why I was ever able to say no, because I was tired.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't want to go, but I was tired.
Yeah.
And my son, if to him, yeah. And then I remember next weekend he was like, "Hey, are we going to the movies?" Papa, I'm really tired. Honestly, I don't think No, it's fine. I'll go. Here we go. All that I have to say the other time that I was so tired is no.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about experience, but it was about thinking that we say no. We don't say no to a lot of things. Look, you can be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. And she goes, "Hey, we're gonna go to my parents' house." Of course, you have to do things with her once in a while because you have to give a lot of different stuff because you have to socialize with the family.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be that day that you really don't want to go, and you say, "Hey, Han, I really don't feel like going, and I'm not going." Blah 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 blah. That's when you have to understand that it's not about fighting.
Yeah.
It's just about even in a relationship. There are two individuals.
Yeah.
You cannot force the other people to do anything because you come into that relationship with your own, experiences for your family. Yours is completely different how you grew up.
Yeah.
But you came into the place together, and hopefully you came in happy, both of you guys, and nobody's trying to use us as you happy. But what happens? I have to be my own person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I want to spend with you 70% of the time, but 30% I have to spend it with myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what happened. We have to learn how to say no in almost every situation. And that's what happened when I start saying no to my family or people that I know. Hey, Julio, we need to get this. Yeah, can we see you at 8? Before Julio. Yeah, come over. And I had another appointment. I will have to move along. And all of a sudden, all my work piles up for the next day and all that different stuff. And they're like, "Oh, thank you, Julio. Bye, bye." And I'm like, "Oh, shit, now I have to turn to 1 o'clock work."
Yeah.
Now, like this, no, I can have an appointment for you next day at this time. Or at that time, I can't. Well, that's the time that I have open. I was like, "What do you have going on?" "Oh, we have to do this with the kids." I was like, "Oh, so it's no important to you not to lose your house. You want me to stay here until 8 o'clock, cancel the other people that already have the appointment,
Right.
but you want to do everything on your own time." And I say, "No, I have a 5 o'clock. I have a 5 o'clock on Thursday or Saturday if you want." "No, we need to get it done now." "I'm sorry, but 8 o'clock is taken."
Yes. Yes.
Like, "Oh, so now yes, because blah, 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 blah." And next calling, hang up the phone. Then the husband called me, "I can't believe you don't want to help." Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what a self-centered
Yes.
people. They wanna you to do it when they want to know, and you're helping.
Yes.
I'm not charging. I'm doing it for free too. On top of that.
Wow.
So my point is, you know what I mean? That's what happened with us. That we get to a point that we always say we become yes person.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's not about saying no. It's about respecting yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
It's about respecting your own space. It's respecting your happiness.
Yes.
And if yourself is respectful and you're honest and truthful with like all the actions you do, then you're gonna find out those true colors of those other people, and like you essentially don't really want to work with these people. You know what I mean? In the first place. So
And that's what happens. That's what happened to me now. Honestly, to me now, when I go to something, you should see the things that comes out.
Yeah.
And all of that. But something I always, and I'm gonna bring my own relationship really quickly. My own relationship, it got abusive, but not on my side.
Right.
Verbally abusive. When
Right.
I used to drink and stuff like that, it got abusive and here and that. And I'm not playing the victim, but it was really freaking abusive.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand why did I stay there so long.
Yes.
Right.
A
And
lot
what
of people
happens,
have
you know what I mean? When I finished that relationship, I went and I called my therapist when I went to rehab. And I'm, "Hey man, we need to work this out, Chris." I go like that. I got to find out why the hell did I stay so long. And then he was like, "Okay, Julio, let's figure this thing out, right?" And there's still where a lot of things about my dad that I have.
Yes. Yes.
So I fixed that thing. And he goes, and we came to a conclusion that I don't want people to go through what I went through when I was a kid. So I try to provide everything that I can when I'm in a relationship or I love someone. And I was giving her everything, but she took it for granted. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But she wasn't a good person, and she needed help too. She had a lot of issues that she never fixed.
Yes.
So what happened was to me, it doesn't mean that you have to change and be a giving person, but you gave it to the wrong person.
Yes.
Why is that? Because you ignore all the red flags.
Yeah.
There we go. So I was like, oh shit. So then I did something with Tony Robbins couples. Then I did another one that is called with Walter Rizzo. And they have an exercise that you come back and they go like, okay, now that you're done with that relationship, you don't have that feeling like your heart is going to fall off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to go back in there and you have to figure out your red flags. Have you guys seen the on the Olympics, Winter Olympics, when the skiers are coming down like this?
Yeah, the slalom.
All flags, but they hit the flag.
Yes.
Have you noticed they hit the flag? So I go back to the first date that I went out with her. Flag. Oh my God. There were so many flags.
Yeah.
I ignored it. Oh, I can help her with that. Oh, no, that I can ignore that. Dude, those flags were, you should have seen. I was laughing, but at the same time, that skin thing came into my head.
Yeah.
Because it was like, and there we go. And also, you have to tell, but now I'm so grateful that I went to that relationship, because now when I see, I went to a date or whatever, like the other day somebody told me, Julio, I'm looking for my other half. And I go like this, that's too bad, because I'm looking for a full upright.
Yeah. Me too.
And the other day somebody is, I'm looking for somebody to make me happy. Yeah. And I go like, you see the responsibility you're giving me? I go like that. It took me this long to make myself happy. You want to give me the responsibility to make you happy.
Yep.
I'm going to fail miserable. Like that. So I can't do that. So little by little, you do your Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll always bring it back.
So now I listen. And that's why I was telling you guys, when you see the jacket, when you listen to God is going to give you all these signs. And He gave me those signs. Like the other day, I asked God, do I need to continue working with this person? Yes or no? Okay. So I turn on the TV, and somebody's talking about something, and all of a sudden, I have a relationship, exactly what I was going through, and I have to cut it because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, thank you. You know what I mean?
That's the thing I want to talk to you about, Julio. This faith that you have, man, is so strong, and it's just when I'm looking at your life from my side of things, and I'm just looking at your story, what you just told us. The presence of God and faith in your life has like you didn't come as a child with, I don't think, with like this faithfulness, right? You were just a child, and you went through all these crazy obstacles, and then you gained through all of this turmoil this blind faith where you were like, I'm ready to die, so take me. And God instead gave you something else, right? And I'm just wondering, like, where would you have been without him? Like, would this be possible without him? Where you are now, with your dreams coming true, and you're waking up grateful, and I don't know, like getting through all of your past obstacles. Like, is this possible without the universe or what you believe is God? Like, is that possible in your eyes?
No, this is what happened. Okay, you have to come to the realization that everything that I went through, people don't survive stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
People don't have bags of acid in your body disappear. I don't go into a coma and still alive. People, usually you see these stories that, he died drunk. Oh, he was drinking, everything, you know what I mean? I got an operation, I had problems with my pancreas after that, you know what I mean? They thought it was cancer. All kind of different stuff that I've been through, where I should be dead. There is no other explanation why you're going to be alive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you have to understand, when you get to a point, you go like, okay, why am I alive? It's because I have a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing this podcast because maybe somebody's going to be listening or something. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be doing this movie because I changed people's life who were in the crew.
Wow.
So what happens is it's not so much about me. It's about the purpose that I have in life. But the problem that a lot of people, when this is what I see a lot, even in this industry, any industry, business, they start going up, and it's about them. It's about them.
Yes.
To me, it's about, if I'm going up, I have to help all these people go up with me in order for me to continue going up. Because if you not help, It's just ego.
Yes.
It's part of the purpose.
It's just ego. So what happened? You have to understand that your purpose. You have to ask yourself, I'm here for a purpose. I should be dead. Let's be honest. There is people who die of this leak. Look, for over 400,000 people die of COVID. So why do I still alive?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the question that you have to ask yourself. Okay, and that when you have to figure out, why am I here? And you're not always going to find it. You know what I mean? It's going to take you a while to find it. But what happens, you have to ask, why am I here? And when you know that why you're here is because you're supposed to fulfill your dreams. And by fulfilling your dreams, people are going to look up to you. You're going to change people's lives. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And it's this thing that is going to carry.
Yes.
It's going to carry because you went after your dreams. The other day I told somebody, you don't know how many people is looking up to you. Let's say Instagram or social media and stuff like that. You see how I put my stuff, inspiration tip. Every day before I go to sleep, I always put it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Always. I got a call one time, a message like, something, I want to kill myself. This kid. And I got into DM and I called him and I told him, no, you have to go and do this and stuff like that. And he goes, but something, what stopped me is this what you just put on right now from your lost thing. So you see, that's what I'm talking about. If I would have been dead, he would have been dead too. You know what I'm talking about? So what happens, we don't know how many people we influence. And the problem that we're like this, looking.
Yes.
And we don't look down to where people are looking up to you and you're supposed to grab their hands. You're supposed to go out, help them out.
Yeah.
And what happens, the moment that you forget to help, the moment that you forget, that you have to look, I got a message that I will share with you later on, for you to read it.
Okay.
But I got a message when we're doing Buck Run. My team was, I love to have women in set.
Mm-hmm.
In my last set for Buck Run, it was 65% women.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And what happened, we have this one, a camera lady, who AC, and she was amazing. I mean, I never seen somebody so happy and amazing. And I got a message, where it said, I always tell you a story because we used to sit down late at night. I'm the guy who eats with the crew. I'm the guy. I'm a with and it's like, and we talk about my story. And she said, I always tell people your story. And you don't know how much you inspire me because I know that I can do anything.
Yes. Because
I never went to what you went through. So that means that I'm in a better position. But at the same time, it's the inspiration you gave me. And she wrote this thing like this long ago.
Wow.
And I never thought that she really feel like that about me. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about right there. Imagine how many other people she told this story and she's inspiring other people.
Yes.
But it's because that's how God used me. He goes, I'm going to put you to go through hell. And I'm going to bring you up. And I'm never going to let you into a place where you cannot handle it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you can see what happens when I told him I can't handle it no more. Take me. He goes, okay. Let me give you let me give you back your pancreas. Let me give you back all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. You know what I mean? You get to a point, and people don't understand that just being grateful it changes your life. Being humble too.
Yes.
I get phone calls from the kitchen sometimes, and they go like, "Oh, somebody didn't come to here. Oh, we need to go and buy this. Oh, we need to help in the kitchen." People who get into their head, they're like, "Oh, I'm the boss. You guys figure it out." No, I'm happy to go back and I'm pumping my own hot sauce. $9.99, $5.99. I mean, what am I doing today? I'm blending. Am I cooking? Am I watching this?
Yes.
What happens is you have to, better, and this is what people don't understand. You can have the best education that you can have. You can go to Harvard. You can go to Duke. You can go to anything you want to. But you're not better than anybody.
Yes.
Yep. Never.
Yes.
The only thing, because my education, I don't have like a high education. I have an AA on computer graphic design, on those technical places. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I read a lot, but I hear, I do audiobooks a lot. But what happens, you know what I mean? God gave me this instinct that when I see something, this is good. And when I feel that warm, man, that God gave me, that when I was doing the hot sauce, we had a restaurant with my sister-in-law. And she was, I'm sorry.
Oh, Julio, I want him to hear this. I want people to hear this story. This is the hot sauce story.
This is what happened. Okay, so what happened? Her husband died. She needed money for the funeral. I'm helping and doing all this stuff. At this time, I'm no longer a chef. I'm already doing real estate, and I'm already going to acting school classes. And she kept the restaurant.
Yeah.
The family was already stealing money from his side. You know what I mean? All kind of different stuff. So I come in and I clean up the place. She goes, "Can you partner up with me?" I put extra money into the thing, so we own the restaurant half and half, right? to this time that we're building all this stuff, I'm not taking any money. I'm just letting them getting paid because I got to take it to a place that I know I'm going to take the restaurant. But we have the hot sauce that we sell in a molcajete. You know what a molcajete is? It's like a big rock like this, like a rock, and they will and serve you. So they smash stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
People will come in and they will grab the sauce and they put it on top of the food and they go back to your table. They have little containers. One time I get a phone call and this lady goes, no, this gentleman goes like, no, it was a lady. She goes, hey, Julio, and you know those containers that you sell with the hot sauce for $5? Yeah, can you please freeze them? And I'm like, explain me 5 of those. I'm like, freeze them? And I couldn't ask her because I was busy. So I got 5 of them, put them in the freeze. I'll be there like around 6 o'clock to pick them up. After she came up, I'm like, what the hell is this thing? You know what I mean? So she comes to me and she goes, oh, I get to pick up the frozen hot sauce. I'm like, hey, let me ask you something. Oh, you're new. No, I'm the new owner. I'm family too. You know, so I'm like, why are you want a frozen? Oh, we send it to New York, to Seattle, to England with dry ice because people love your ice via FedEx next day. And I'm like, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Next day, I go and grab 28 bottles. I bottle 28 bottles and I'll take them to the lab. That was a Friday. On Monday, I come back and I tell my sister-in-law in the morning, hey, we're going to make a lot of money now. So in something else, I go like that. And she goes, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, yeah, what? I don't want to work this hard anymore. At that time, we have contract with Facebook, with Apple Computer. All these corporate gifts, the people will kill to have that kind of catering thing. You know what I mean? I go like, are you making all this money here? You're making all this money here? You know, why? I go like, I'm working too much. I just want to open the restaurant and go. And I'm like, okay, can I buy you out? No. Can you buy me out? Because I don't have any money. All of a sudden, I look at the hot sauce and I get this warm feeling. But what I do, because I learn to listen now. Yes. At this point, I learn to listen to that warm feeling. And I go like, okay, I keep the hot sauce and you keep the restaurant. She looks at me and she starts laughing like, you're an idiot. I mean, laughing. So that's a Monday. On Wednesday, we're signing a contract that she's going to keep all the actions of the corporation. But I'm going to keep the hot sauce. The recipe is mine. And on top of that, she can no bottle it or sell it. And that's it. When I'm signing the paperwork, she's still laughing, right? So I leave and stuff like that. What happens? You know, the restaurant is closed. Everything is closed. And now we're in 180 stores. We're in Japan. We're in Australia. And we're growing. And it's all over the place. So what happens is, what happened there, I learned to listen. And I pay attention of, and I'm going to tell you what happened. I think my son is going to kill me for this, but it's true. You know what I mean? He asked me, why are we going to do hot sauce? It was like that. We already have the real estate and all that stuff. And I'm like, no, we're going to do hot sauce. A year later, a year and a half later, he goes, good thing that we did the hot sauce. You know what I mean? So what happened is what I'm trying to tell you, you cannot let anybody influence what you want to do.
Yes.
Because what happens the moment that you start listening to people, that's when you lose. Not only you're going to lose your dreams, and you're going to lose those gifts that I'm talking about in that warehouse. Yes. But what happens, you might even come back and get it later on, but you're going to lose time. Yep. And I always tell people, please, you can be smart learning from your mistakes, but you want to be a genius. Learn from somebody else's mistake. You know what I mean? That's the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. You know what I mean? And I remember making the first, when we filmed the first day that I was telling you about.
Yes. I want to see this, Julio. You got to send this to us.
No, I'll send to you. And it was like, I did it. And you finished that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I had a call, I started doing all that stuff, but you start asking yourself, how am I going to get this going? You know what I mean? How am I going to do this? You know what I mean? Because you go into acting class and people is asking, what are you doing? And all of a sudden, I go I get a call from Wolf Mother. And they have an audition. Mm-hmm. So I go over there and I get you get the part of the Mexican cashier.
Right.
And then they ask me, do you want to be, I heard that you have a production company. Dude, I only had a short. You know? I say, yes, why not? And he was like, well, we need like another $75,000 to finish the film. And I'm like, at that time, I had like $30,000. That was all to my name. And what happened? I feel the warmth again. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? I get out of there, and I was like, how the fuck am I going to get the money? And it's supposed to be given in a month and a half from now, 2 months from now. And like, how are you going to do that? So I go like this. Okay, God, you're my bank. I'm going to do everything that I can. But if I can get the money, yeah, I'm trusting you. But when I work doing real estate, looking for those deals and all the different stuff, it's like a 2 weeks left, and I have maybe like extra $5,000 more. And I just look up and like, okay, I'm going to trust you until the end.
Yeah.
Just like that. I'm not going to doubt you. I know it's 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days. And I'm like, okay, it's time to tell them that I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day before, I get a call from a customer. And he goes, Julio, how are you? Remember you sold me my duplex? I'm like, yes. I want to buy a ranch. And the person who's selling me a ranch, he wants to buy another house. You come and talk to us today. I'm like, yeah, I'll be right there. I end up making commission on the sale of the duplex, him buying his ranch, and the person on the other one. All that I have to do is call them up and say, you guys, it's going to take me 30 days to finish everything. Wow. Is that all right? And they go, oh, yeah, Julio, you can take another 30 days to get us the money. There we go. But I waited until the last minute. My faith didn't go anyway. So what happened? That's how it happened. When we were doing Buck Run, I go to Nick. Yeah, we're going to make this film. You know, Nick and Nancy is the other producer. And Nick. And I was like, yeah, we're going to make this film. And who's going to direct it? And I go, you. I go like that. You're going to direct it. And he go like, okay, where are we going to get the money? Don't worry about the money. I go like that. So when they left, the same thing. What the hell am I going to get the money? and it's all over. You know, we started a budget for 250, 400, 500, 800, 900. How did I get the money? So what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to understand that you can't doubt your dream.
Yes.
You doubt your dream. It's like doubting yourself for life.
Gosh, man. It's like
so your dream has to be there.
Julio, I gotta call you every day just to talk to you about this, man. When I'm feeling doubtful, this is amazing.
Oh no, that's the thing, you know. Like we talk on text and stuff like that, but feel free to call me. Just take hey, Mike, and I talk to you. Call me, because that's the way that you always have to be open for people and helping. You know what I mean? But it's not. But it always. You know, sometimes things just comes out of my mouth. Yeah. And it's because I've been through that, and it comes out of the experience, you know what I mean? Look what happened in Buck Run, you know what I mean? I got everything done. We're trying to, and all of a sudden we need a new lens. Something happened to the lens. And we needed extra $50,000. Like this. We're in the middle of nowhere. Okay, we're in the middle of nowhere, right? And we need extra $50,000. How the hell, if I already left California, I'm on location. How am I going to go and close deals? Nothing like that, right? Yeah. So what happens? I'm like, okay. I look up and everybody like, what are you going to do? It's okay. We'll fix it. We'll get it tomorrow. And I walk away. I look up and like, okay, God, I got this money together. People trusting me. I put my own money into this film. Yes. I done everything. I leave it into your hands. But I know that we're going to continue filming and all like that because this is what you want me to do. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? We get the dailies at nighttime and stuff like that. And we're sitting over there and my phone is going, blip, blip, blip. Like, you know, messages coming in. Blip, blip. And I'm like, what the fuck? Finally, I go to my room when everything is done and I see my account, 18,000, 13,000, 22,000. All this money coming into my account. I'm like, what the fuck? What happens, before I left, we had this huge order for the world market for Formosa. But they're not supposed to pay you until 90 days. They're not supposed to be and when I left, I make sure that I work day and night with everybody to send all those pallets of hot sauce out. Wow. So I knew that money wasn't coming in until 60 or 90 days from now, because I even tried to negotiate with them 30 days and like, no, Julio, we don't do 30 days. Right? Wow. So I'm like, okay. So all of a sudden, somebody made a mistake, but it's not a mistake. I know it's God. Paid me in less than 10 days. They paid me all the POs at once. 13, 18, 21. Next day, I come in to say, like, okay, here's the money, you guys. Here's the check, 50,000. But that's what I'm talking about. There is no way that God is going to fail you, but it's the one who failed yourself is you. Oh, dude. Oh. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And look what happened with Buckron. All of a sudden, we're going to such a small team. All of a sudden, the first one that came on was Jim Parak.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Shout out.
Shout out,
Love Jim.
Parak. He's my brother, dude. We talk all the time. He's oh my God, super happy for what is happening to him. 911 Lone Star.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's amazing. So what happens, I go to Jim, and Jim's hesitant to work with us. And I tell him it's a side thing, but he doesn't want to work to us because he thinks that I'm linked to my teacher.
Uh-huh.
Later, right? So finally he goes, no, fuck it, it's a side thing. I'm going to go and do it. He doesn't know that when I put his picture on the pitch, that helped me get James Legros. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That helped me get Angle Myfedden from that helped me get all these actors. We have 7 actors that have been on Oscar-winning movies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They had a part of the movie. So then we were talking maybe 3 months ago, and I go you don't know, the value, because he's not in social media, but you don't know what people look up to you, and it's amazing. I go like that. But I remember what I told you. I go like that. If it wasn't for you saying yes, I wouldn't be able to get anybody else.
Right.
And he goes to me, but remember, if you wouldn't help me with this, and this, I wouldn't be here. I'm like,
yes.
yeah, I know.
Yes.
But I wanted to tell you, and that way you understand. I go like that. That's what happens. But all of a sudden, we start getting more people. Deploy it.
Yeah.
Higher. But why did I could have said, no, you guys, that's it. We're not doing it. No. I go, okay, guys, I'm going to go. We end up doing the editing and the coloring and everything in Greece.
Uh-huh.
With people who work with Yorgos. They won Oscars.
Oh, yeah. Yorgos.
All this stuff. So what happens is because how the hell are we going to be in Greece for a month and a half? You know what I mean? In Greece, dude. You know what I mean? And I'm going to the metropolis and I'm going through all these islands and all that different stuff. What I'm trying to tell you, when it's a purpose, God is going to give you all these tools. You know what I mean? And all these people start falling into a lap. Some door closed. And I remember Nick going oh my God, what are we going to do? We're not going to be. I'm like, hold on. God is closing the door because he's going to give us something better.
Wow, man.
God is going to. Finally, in the middle of the film, Nick goes to me, I'm starting to believe. And you better believe it. It's true. You know what I mean? What happened? And look at it. I mean, right now in the pandemic, another film. We got that one with Julio Lopez.
Yes.
Then we the other one that we filmed on the pandemic too. We have Johanna Brewster. And I mean, we have Liam Neeson's son. Liam Neeson is doing the Overboys too. We have and we film it. So in pandemic, that's what I'm talking about. Jeez. So it doesn't matter if you're in a pandemic. Doesn't matter if you are and wherever you are. You make the situation, because what I did, I go okay, you guys, we're going to be writing until 3 o'clock in the morning. We're going to be doing all this. We're going to go after this. Now we have another thing that we're pitching, a series that we're pitching already that we wrote through the pandemic. Grafton wrote it and we helped.
Yes.
And I put it together through Tomorrowland. So if you see, it's about you not stopping, but why you don't stop? Because you do the things that you love.
Yeah.
The moment you start with, I got to go and work this job. Yeah. I got to go and work this. You know what happens? God is going to keep you there.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. You got to keep the dream alive, right, Julio? You got to believe in your dream.
You have to be happy where you are right now.
Yes.
That's what people don't understand.
You got to be happy.
You don't understand, Julio, I'm doing this shitty job. You know how many people will kill for that shitty job?
That's right.
Do you know how many people will kill to sleep in your bed?
Yes.
Do you know how many people will kill to have the bottle of water that you just drink?
Jeez.
You see, so perspective is everything. And what happens, we focus. What do we focus on? The negative.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
So, and that's what people. I always tell people, what are you focusing on?
Yes.
And they're like, just focus on your place. Okay, is your husband sick? No. Do you have a place to sleep? Yes. Do you have a car? Yeah. What year is it? That was new. Okay. And I do. When I get to 2010, they go like this. Okay, Julio, stop. Because that's the perspective that you're going to have. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you don't have to let it go to your head because you know better than nobody else.
That's right. That's right.
You have to control that thing when you start. I have a toolbox that I call a toolbox. And I use it for alcoholism, but I always use it for my personal life. I'm going to give you an example. The other day I was watching TV, and all of a sudden this guy comes and he pours a Corona. In my mouth, water.
Oh, man.
But I don't feel like drinking anymore. But that moment, I don't know why, my mouth watered. What did I do? I went to my toolbox. I open my toolbox and I go like, oh, Julio, remember when you had the tube in your arm and you couldn't eat or drink anything for 3 months and you almost died? I go like, oh, okay. I get my ass
I get it. I get it.
There you go. So you have to have reminders when you start getting your ego start going over, or when you go like this, or it's his fault. Nobody's doing their job. Oh, hold on, let me go to my thing. Julio is perfect. Julio doesn't make mistakes. Julio, so you have to remember when you make this mistake. Remember when okay, yeah. So you have to come down from your horse.
Yes.
So you have to have triggers. You see how you have triggers to drink?
Yes.
You have to have triggers to get you back, your ass down.
Yes.
To be a humble.
Yes.
And when you have those triggers, that's when you come down.
Yep.
Because honestly, you guys, people tell me right now, how can you be alone, Julio? You don't want to be with anybody. You know something? That is different because somebody told me when I got out of rehab, they go, the moment that you can sit by yourself for more than 2 hours doing nothing, no phone, no Facebook, no TV, you can sit with yourself and be peaceful. That is the point that you accepted yourself.
Wow.
But if you cannot sit for 2 hours, let's say if you have to come into an empty house and you can sit and you ask for 2 hours, an hour and a half, and you just sit there. You just peaceful. That's when you accepted yourself.
Yes.
But when you have to be calling everybody, when you have to be in the Instagram, when you have to be doing all this stuff, that's when you don't have peace because you cannot stand yourself 100%.
Right.
And the other thing is forgiving yourself. And people go to me like, how do you forgive yourself? And I'm like, and even me, I went to the stage. Like, I already asked for forgiveness when I was drinking. I already did this. No, forgiving yourself now. And I remember this. I always had the problem saying, oh, Julio, you wasted all this money. Julio, you party so much. You did all this stupid shit. You could have been somewhere else now. I used to I wasted time.
Right.
I was driving to Beverly Hills and I had a big meeting. And all of a sudden, it was Joe Austin too. He said, the funny thing about it, that I heard that tape like 20 times. I never heard this before. Then you hear it. You go like, God will always give you your time back.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, cool. I get to the meeting, and we're filming these interviews with the girl from Jurassic Park, Bryce Howard, the daughter of Ron Howard, and then we have another big celebrity, and I'm sitting there talking to them, and all of a sudden I go into my head because I'm the CEO of Tomorrowland. I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
And I go into my head like what you do as an actor.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it came into me. You see, God is giving you your time back because some people, it takes them a lifetime or never get to meet these people or sit with them in the same room or pick their brain or talking, or now you have their contact on your phone number, right?
Yes.
So what happened, we have to look at that your time, it doesn't matter how you can feel right now, they're like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm not acting. It's not. If you continue working on yourself, if you continue like your podcast, you guys doing everything that you guys are doing, what happens, you're working.
Yes.
But God is keeping you in that place right now because you guys have to fix something. And that's what I always tell everybody. What do you need to fix?
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's the question. Why? I used to tell God, why you have me in this relationship? Take me out of this relationship. No, God had me in a potted wheel. Like, no, motherfucker, you still have a bump over here. Let me stand it down. You know what I mean? That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to, I have somebody who used to work for me, and he was the best person. He can do everything by himself. I can leave and he will finish everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a bad attitude, gossiping, talking about people and stuff like that. When I wanted to promote that person, what happens? You can't. Because it's going to come and infect everybody else. But now I have to hire 2 people to do his job, but I prefer to do that because you can know if that person wasn't willing to change.
Right.
You know, and that's what happens. And that's why you have to be happy where you are, you guys. That's the thing. I think everything comes down to working too. Not everything is called roses and wine, you guys. Sometimes I go like, we're doing a film. And all of a sudden we have this money, the money disappearing. Something happened. You have to go and fix that.
Yeah.
Or had salt. Oh my God, no bottles. Like right out of the pandemic. What are we gonna do? But something. Now I don't see problems.
Yeah.
What I see is tests.
Mm.
Everything is a test.
Mm. Everything's a test.
If you start looking at problems as a problem, you always gonna have problems.
Yes.
It's a test. Okay, you know what I do when something happens that is really radical and it's gonna be so hard to fix? I go like this. Okay, guys, don't worry about it. I'm gonna pass the test. I don't have problems anymore. I have tests.
Yes.
And when I pass the test, I know the guy is gonna promote me to their place because he's gonna go, "Oh, you're ready, dude.
Yeah.
You pass it."
Yeah.
And that's how I see life with everything. You know what I mean? Dude, woman, I love woman. You know what I mean? It got me in so much trouble all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what happens, you know what I mean? Now I've been able to go. I've been able to go like, no, Julio, you have to do your Michael Jackson. Don't do this, guy. You know what I mean? And your flesh is coming in, and all these things coming in, and all of a sudden I start thinking, oh my God, and you know that it's a yes already.
Yeah.
But then you have to think about it. Am I gonna give up all my movies? Am I gonna give up all my hot sauce? Am I gonna give up everything that I work hard just to do it for 15, 20, half an hour, and then I'm gonna be dying that because I didn't continue, I didn't do what I'm gonna be screwed for the rest of my life. So it's really hard to do that, but because as a man, because I love women. But you have to understand the God or the enemy or whatever is testing you to see if you're ready to go to the next level. And what is going to happen? I know that I'm going to find somebody who is going to be happy too, who is going to have their own things, somebody who is going to understand what I do because I'm busy all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how it is. You know what I mean? But you have to remember those moments. Like, do I do it? Even with money.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm doing a real estate deal. I can make an extra $25,000 if I just say something different. And that moment is when you go, no, dude. And I go, no, it's just this thing. You don't pay for this. You don't pay. Right. And you know what happened? This is how God reward you. That person referred me 10 people more.
Yes.
So now I didn't make $25,000. Now I made $100,000.
And you stuck to your morals. You lay your head down at night and you're happy. You did the right thing.
But remember something. We're humans. We're gonna fuck up.
Yes.
We're gonna do it like it's like when working out. I'm gonna tell you stuff like that. All of a sudden, you grab a cake and you eat it, right? But you know what? What I don't do anymore, I go, oh, Julio, you messed up, or oh, Julio, because I used to be really hard on myself when it comes to what you do all day today, Julio.
Same, yeah.
You were supposed to finish this. You were supposed to finish this. You didn't finish this. And then now what I do is this. I go, okay, Julio, what did you do today? Oh, I did this. Oh, that's enough, dude. Okay, cool. Finish the rest tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's it. You put it away. But the problem that we are so critical of our own selves, and we don't understand, you know what I mean, that we're doing enough.
That's right.
We're doing enough.
That's right.
And that's why you have to understand, and sometimes we feel guilty if, let's say, we have a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, and you want to, I'm doing this. No. You're doing the best that you can with the situation that you have right now.
Yeah.
And the other person will love you for who you are, and the other person already know who you are.
Yes.
But you're in that situation because that's what it is right now, and that's true when you see true colors on people too. You know what I mean? That's the main thing about it.
Yeah.
Because when you're giving everything that you can, then they're happy. When you don't give whatever you can, they're not happy, and that's what happened to me.
Yes.
It was really funny because a friend of mine from the studio, she goes to me, Julio, are you having a lot of problems with her right now? Yeah. She goes to me, don't give her, buy her, and do anything for 3 months for her. Don't take her out. Don't do anything. That's how you're gonna know if she really loves you or not for what you can provide or not. What a fucking great advice. A lot of red flags came over, even though I didn't see him at that time. But that's why I saw so many red flags.
Yeah. And
that's when you have to understand, you know what I mean? It's not about what can you provide you better, or I wish I can have this, you know what I mean? No. It's about when somebody really loves you, wants to be with you, they're gonna do their stuff, and you're gonna do your stuff, and you don't have to be proving anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's life. You know, and we always want to prove everybody. We want people to be happy. How many likes did I get?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the other day, somebody asked me, you know what I mean, Julio, why you should have a lot of followers on Instagram. And I go like, I don't care if I reach just one person.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
We always say that.
Look, I reached that guy who sent me a message.
That's
so
exactly.
Me, that's important.
Yeah.
What is going to happen? You continue doing what you love. You continue doing it. It's going to pay off.
Well, yeah, that's the thing I try to tell myself all the time with acting is just if I know I'm in a good place when I remind myself before I'm doing it, while I'm doing it, and after I did it, that it's an act of service. And if I reach one person, just one, then I did my job. And if the rest is in the God's hands, the universe's hands, whatever you want to believe, it's in their hands. But if I can reach one person as a vessel, just as a vessel of that bigger message, which is what you're saying, then I'm doing my job. My purpose is being served. And it doesn't have to be for millions of dollars. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, you know what that's called?
What's that?
That's all, because it's not your time.
Yes.
It's God's time.
Yes. Patience. Yes.
And you know, that was the hardest thing with me when I was making all this money. I'm like, give me the table over there, you know. Oh, they pay for two buckets of vodka and on. I buy double. Kick them out.
Yes.
Stick, drunk, and everything. You know what I mean? But what happens? I want it now.
Yes.
It's mine now.
Yes.
It's not your time, dude. You're not ready to be on that level because you can't handle it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what happens. Sometimes we think, you know, but you will be, and I'm telling you, and I like to prophesize the stuff, not because I'm a prophet, okay, but I like to speak it out.
Yes.
I know that you're going to have a big part, you know what I mean? I know that you're going to do it too, buddy. You guys are doing something that people, the people, you'll see. It's going to take somebody to look at it, and it's going to blow up.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do something together later on.
Yeah.
Is that you have to understand that it's about yes passions, but it's about, you know what I mean, being humble, being grateful, and being at service. That's the main thing about it. You know
yes, absolutely.
Life is too short. We make it so freaking difficult.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
It's like, well, you told me you were going to hear me all the time. Sorry, I came in late. I work late. What do you want me to do? Oh, no. Okay. People get pissed off when you answer like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm in a place that I don't let anybody take my peace.
Yes.
Boom.
Hey.
Something, it cracked me up because there have people coming like and I look at them like that. Okay. And they're pissing me off. I'm like so pissed off.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I walk away like then I come back. Okay. What part of the problem do I own?
Right.
right there.
Yes.
For this person to think that they can come in and do that. And I go, no, Julio, think. Okay, here we go.
They can't take your peace from you, though. That's yours. You don't allow them to take it.
I went, and I go, okay, look, we're no longer going to be able to work together.
Wow.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, no. That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's it. But you have to, you have to learn, my therapist asked me, Julio, do you think your ex-girlfriend took advantage of you? I'm like, no, I gave because I want to. Julio, did your girlfriend took advantage of you? And I go like that. Something, some things I think she did and stuff like that. Julio, shut the fuck up. She take advantage of you. And I went like this. Yes, she did. Yeah. When you see now, I can talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I let it go. Because you have to be able to talk about stuff like that and own it. That it was my fault. You know what I mean?
And
that's what happened.
You may not even know. You didn't know it at the time. And then I'm an advocate for therapy now too. I started doing it 4 months ago, and it's been the biggest. I needed it, man. I was going through some tough times, and I was only seeing the negative and no positive, and I felt stuck. And you go back into your past, and my therapist was like, "Is this person who you love so much, were they elusive?" She used the word elusive, and I said, "No. He's loving, super sweet, always there. Did this, and this for me." She said, "Dave, look at it again. Is he elusive?" I said, maybe. I mean, kind of. And she goes, "Do you feel like you've been chasing this person your whole life?" And I said, "Damn, I think he's elusive. Yes, he's elusive. I've been trying to chase this thing my whole life. And I've been trying to chase love my whole life. And I was never good enough because I couldn't get it. And so I try to put that in everyone else around me now. I try to grab love and this is my, I want him to feel the love I never had. I want to feel you to feel that. And I want, you know what I mean? Like if you don't go back and work on your things, and I think that's what you're saying, like you can't go forward. You just can't.
You have to understand something. The only way that you can move forward and you're going to obtain the thing that you want is by loving yourself.
Yes.
there is no other freaking way. And how do you love yourself? It's so easy. People think that this loving yourself is so complicated. No. Like, I'm going to give you an example. I always do my green juices that I drink on Sundays, or that I drink in the morning every day, because I'm diabetic now. And so I do it because I have to have my veggies, I have ginger, all kind of different stuff. But that's my thing. I had a meeting at 10 o'clock in the morning about 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't do my things on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I called the office. Can you please call them early in the morning and tell them that we're going to meet at 11 o'clock?
Yes.
Why? Because I'm going to make my juices. I'm going to take care of myself first.
Yes.
And then I'm going to that meeting.
Yes.
I can't just go over there and not have my juices. And I know they're going to come back until midnight, maybe that night.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do my juices again. And that's going to be Tuesday. That's going to be Wednesday. And there we go, Julio again. Pleasing people and leaving myself for last.
Yes.
So that's how you love yourself. Those are little things. When you're watching the football game, right?
Yes.
Have you noticed that if you're in a relationship, you always have to be, sometimes they leave you alone, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it happens, sometimes that happens. But to me, I love watching my food.
Yeah, me too.
My therapy is football, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So why? I love it. It's something that I have to respect myself, that I love to do. So that's why I have season tickets for the 49ers. That's why I do those things. And people tell me, oh, that's so expensive. Why are you wasting money? No. The feeling of sitting on that seat that Sunday, that's nobody's fucking with me.
Yes.
And I'm sitting watching the game and nobody's messing with me. And that's my me time.
Yes.
And I don't care how expensive that thing is, but it's something that I'm doing for myself. And those are the things that I'll give you an example. I pray to God, like, God, before I die, please, I want to have a Maserati. I want to have a Ferrari. Please. At that time, I was driving a SL 550, really nice one.
Wow.
2-seater. Really nice, right? I want to have a Maserati. I want to have a Ferrari. It's no ego, God, but I want to drive one of those cars. I go like that. Please, let me have it. I go like that. Even close my eyes. Please, let me have it. It's no ego, but I would love to drive that car. You know what I mean? Any of those two cars. 2 days later, I'm driving the freeway. The whole traffic stops. And I'm like, everywhere in freeway. All of a sudden, I look to it, and this car is coming behind me like,
oh, no.
Right behind me. I hit the other car in front. Like that, man. And I'm like, I hit my head and the thing, the back comes out and hit me in the back. And I got all this, I started throwing up. Dude. I got
my God.
I get out of there, all fucking messed up. You know what I mean? And the guy like, I'm sorry, I didn't see it stopping and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. But I'm all messed up. So my car still runs, so I start moving to the right. When I see the other car is stuck to me in the back.
Oh.
That's how hard. So I have to pull him out. And finally, at the end, he came off, right? The police come and stuff like that. Yeah, it's his fault. That's why he hit me, then I hit him and stuff like that, right? I get home and I'm throwing up and all dizzy and stuff like that. I end up in the hospital. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I'm going to give you a side of the other story. Do you think that my girlfriend she lives in LA. Do you think that she came up to see me at the hospital?
No.
No.
There we go. I'm in an accident.
That's a flag. That's a flag.
Huge
right
flag,
there.
Man.
When she used to call me, hey, I need this. Julio was there next day, right?
Right.
So what happened, I get out of the hospital, you have a contusion, you got to go home, you can be driving, or cannot be here. I come to see my car, and I'm like, oh my God, it's all messed up. All of a sudden, I start dealing with that, with the insurance, and the insurance is like, oh no, we're not going to pay for that. We're not going to pay for that. And I go, I just got a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you don't want to pay for that, so let me just get a lawyer. You guys don't want to be helpful. They didn't even want to give me a rental. Can you believe it?
Jeez.
So there we go. That goes on like a 2 weeks later. We're in Vegas. It's Valentine's, right?
Uh-huh.
And I go to her, hey, can you help me find a car? And she goes to me, oh, why you want a car? Because what kind of car? I go like, a Ferrari, Maserati. But I was kidding. I was just, like that. But I had that feeling. And she goes, oh, you just want a car because you like woman, And like, look, if you're not gonna help me, I'll do it. I go like that. I just feel a little bit dizzy. My computer makes me a little bit. I look. All of a sudden, boom, the Maserati right there. And she goes, oh, that's what you want, right? And I'm like, let me see that. At that moment, I was able to see.
Yeah.
I go over there, man, and I fill up paperwork and stuff like that. because you have to pay at least half of the money.
Right.
Money. You have to pay all this and stuff like that. So I fill out the thing and stuff like that. 15 minutes later, like, where do you want your car delivered? And I'm like, no. I wasn't thinking that at that time, my credit wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
At that time, I had issues. And I'm like, no, it can't be possible. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I look up Maseratis. And Ferrari took over Maserati in 2007. So the engine the Maserati has is a Ferrari engine. Okay, so I get the Maserati with the Ferrari engine, right? So I was like, okay, yeah, you can deliver to my Beverly Hills office, right? I get there. While I'm getting right into my office, there come two beautiful women. I mean, like, I never, Playboy, oh my God, man, amazing look woman. I know they do that on purpose, dude. They come in with my car, with the top down, dude, like this.
Oh, man.
And I'm looking at this, and here's my girlfriend next to me. That's why you want to get it, right? You know what I mean? Like, but at that moment, I'm like, whatever, you know what I mean? They come in like, hi, you Julio? Yeah, let me show you how you use your car.
Oh, man.
Stuff like that. When I turn around, she's gone. Pissed off, right? So I'm looking at the car. So I look at the car and stuff like that. She goes, you push the button for what? But I'm looking at them like, oh my God. Is that one of those dreams, you know? And I'm like, okay, thank you. If you need any more help, we can come back and help you do it and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm sitting in the car like this. They have me sign paperwork. And all of a sudden, I was going to go up to my office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I can put the top down, you know, I had my bag with the stuff with me. I put it in the thing, you know what I mean, in the car. And I took off from Beverly Hills into San Jose in the car.
Wow.
I understood when he says God is going to put you through storm, it's be careful what you ask for, right? Because not only I went into a contusion, had an accident and stuff like that, but what happened, he put me in a position that I could handle, not something that I couldn't handle.
Yeah.
He gives me what I asked for, right? And then I'm driving up, and I'm just driving, and I'm like, I'm not like, no, I was in this gratefulness that I can explain. Because things can come true, you know what I mean? And it's about how you vocalize, you prophetize your future. Every time, like, oh, that's not going to happen. There we go, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen then.
Somebody told me something, and this is what they told me. Julio, you know, there is people, so when you tell them, you know, God is going to give you everything you want, God is going to give you this, and they go like, oh no, that's never going to happen. Why am I going to pray for that to happen if it's not going to happen?
Yeah.
What about if it happens?
Yes.
What do you have to lose?
Oh man, that's perfect. That's perfect.
You have nothing to lose.
You have nothing to lose.
It's like, okay, it's not going to happen. Well, but keep on trying, because what do you have to lose if it's not going to happen anyway?
Yes.
What about if it happens? So they say this, you know, this is for believers.
Yes.
Not for doubters.
Yes.
All for believers.
And so that's simple. But people tell me, Julio, do you want to know how many? This is what I used to do before. I don't do it anymore because it's stuck in my brain. You put it in your mirror, and you put all your short-term goals. Then you put your long-term goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and of course I have there. I got to act. I want to act. I want to do this. I'm gonna make movies. I'm gonna win an Oscar. I'm gonna win a Golden Globe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you have to vocalize it.
Yes.
You have to put it. You have to see it every day. You got to see everything, right? I remember my friends that were watching the football in my house, and the two other bathrooms were busy. And can I use yours? He goes to over there, and he see my mirror with all this white paper and everything written there. He comes back laughing. You're going to be an actor. Look at your accent, dude. He started making all this fun of me. That moment, I felt a little bit pissed off. But at the same time, I didn't know at that time the factor of reflection yet that well. At the same time, I saw him, and I understood on that moment that guy couldn't go with me where I was going, right?
Right.
But I didn't get upset, so I let it go. But what happens, you know what I mean? It's those moments is the moment when I went like, when you can go like, yeah, maybe it's not going to happen. Or you start explaining yourself. That's the moment you have to go like, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Then you do that short. Then you make a film. Then you make another film. Then you make another film. So my point, you be in 12, festivals. You win best film, little by little.
Yes.
Your time, God's time.
Yes.
But
God's time.
see what is happening.
Yes.
But that when you can read your goals can be something ridiculous. I want to lose 5 pounds. I gotta make my bed every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I gotta work out at least 30 minutes every other day, whatever I have to do. Little things. But it's amazing when you grab the pen and you scratch it. I'm doing that all the time.
Yes.
Those little goals are gonna make the big goal get closer and closer.
Yes. Yes.
If you don't understand that thing about making your bed,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you get up in the morning and you leave your bed like wherever,
Yeah.
and you come back to that wherever, that's how your life is going to be.
Yes.
But if you get up in the morning, you fix your bed, and you are prepared to come back to a nice bed, you know what I mean? That's what you're doing with yourself. And it's people think it's something small. It's something huge, because if you're not making your bed, that tells you right there.
It represents a bigger thing. It represents the path of your life. How much you care for what you're doing. How serious do you take your path or what you want? Coming back to that clean bed, that's a big deal.
And that's little things, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not perfect. I'm telling you, sometimes I'm like, oh, Julio, you were supposed to do this. Right? But I go, okay, you ate your Nutella, you're going to work out half an hour more.
Yes.
Things like that.
I like the green juice thing. I like saying you have a meeting, but I know my green juice is on Sunday mornings for me. That's my thing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to check that box for myself first, and then I'll push my meeting 30 minutes or whatever, just so I can have my green juice.
Yeah, because you have to see, I help a lot of people, and people at that time, people wanted to have a meeting with me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I was supposed to have it last week, and they told me, no, can we change it to this? So I already accommodated.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't believe on changing meetings if they are important or whatever.
Right.
But at that moment, I understood that I couldn't put them first. I have to put myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what you have to do. In the mornings, I drink my artichoke tea too. You know what I mean? Artichoke tea that I drink. And that's when I pray.
Oh, wow.
That's when I go and I thank God, for another day, But I always talk about the little things. You know what I mean? People, with my son, we used to do this for years for Christmas. I go like, we're going to find parking because I'm blessed. I have the favor of God, and we're going to find parking in the mall.
Yes.
No way. We get there. Ooh. There we go. Okay?
Yes.
4 years in a row. Then a pastor who is a friend of mine introduced me to this lady that he wanted me to help. She comes over here, and we're driving, and she was like, oh, I'm a little bit hungry. He was like, oh, there's a mall over there. And you can see a line of cars coming in and stuff like that. And she goes, oh, no, we're not going to eat. Well, don't worry about it. I'm blessed. I go like that. She goes, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm have the favor of God, and we're going to get parking. And she goes, no, you don't. Yes, I will. I go like that. So we go into the mall. I go around like this, and 2 cars get out at the same time. And I go to like, which parking you want, left or right? But that's what happens, you know what I mean? My point is, you know what I mean, now that I developed that little thing that I tell you guys that you have to develop for the universe of God, if you believe in God, is start listening.
Yes.
Yep.
When God tells you, no, don't do it. When God tells you, bring your jacket, get your jacket. I'm gonna give you an example. About like a year and a half ago, I'm supposed to go and meet somebody to do a presentation. They wanted to invest a little bit more money in another film, right?
Right.
And I have my iPad and everything and cool. And I'm taking him to a really quiet restaurant. Really quiet restaurant. It's really fancy, but quiet table in the corner. I made a reservation and everything like that. I'm leaving and I see my earpieces, my headphones.
Yes.
I see him and I'm not going to need him. When I was in the car, are you sure? I'm like, no, let's go. The other Julio talking to you on the left. We get there, it's a birthday party. That thing was so freaking loud that I'm trying to show him down, and he goes, Julio, I'm sorry, I can't hear it.
Can't hear it. Oh, no.
And we set up another meeting. So, God is going to give you reassurances.
Yes.
When you start a little bit cocky, and then he's going to come down. Okay, hey, dude, come down. That's why I say, I'm not perfect, but you have to keep yourself in check. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But that's how it is. I mean, I think, one thing that I always say, if we wake up next day, that's big.
That's the blessing.
Yeah.
That's the blessing, bro.
You know what? I think that's what I want to, because Julio, we went out for over 2 hours and it was amazing. And it was an amazing ride, so quick.
This is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Right
Oh
now,
my goodness.
actually.
I want to end on.
Yeah.
I got 3 things that I'm going to take away from this.
Oh, go ahead.
We were just talking about the signs. Look for the signs.
Look for the signs.
And also the second thing is, what part of the problem are you? Mm-hmm. Right? What percent or whatever that is.
Yes.
Accept that.
What part do you own?
Whatever, what if it's bad or something, you got to accept it and you got to move on. And the last thing, what was the last thing? I just had it.
What is the last thing?
The last thing. No, I just lost it.
How about believing in the dream?
The dream.
The purpose.
The purpose. Yeah.
Finding your purpose.
Oh, I had mine. It was so good. It was the perfect ending.
You had the perfect ending?
Oh, no.
Julio, he lost his
You
last
name yours.
Dude, my 3 is...
Wait, it'll come back to you. Don't focus on it. It's gonna come back to you.
Yeah.
At the right time.
It's gonna come back to you.
Julio, thank you, man. I think the thing I'm taking away, the 3 things I'll say I'm taking away, I'm stealing from Mikey, but yes, definitely reading the signs, being as open and present as possible to be able to catch the signs that the universe or God, if you believe, sends you. Remembering that my purpose lies, what I believe is spreading hope through being a vessel of a bigger thing. And I believe that's the acting thing, and I'll keep that going as long as I can. And that's on me and owning that. Only I'm in control of that, and it's on God's time, and I believe that. And the third thing I think is loving myself and just making sure that I say that to myself every single day, that I am loved. I was created in love, and I am worth whatever I feel. Like I am worth that. And you're an embodiment of that, Julio. So I just want to say thank you, brother, for doing this show. Yes. And I think you really inspired a lot of people by coming on here and talking about your story for real. And I'm inspired. So if it was that one person, you got 2 people already.
Yeah.
I'm big. We're fans of Julio. We're fans of the Formosa hot sauce. We're gonna start sponsoring on this podcast for free.
And we saw in Buck Run the cameo of the hot sauce.
The hot sauce was in Buck Run, and we called it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. You have to. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm an executive producer. You
gotta put it in there, man. Yeah, we caught it. And I've had it. You sent it to me, and it's amazing. So you got to go to the shelves, get Formosa hot sauce, dude.
Formosa.
Yes, for sure.
And I just remembered what I was saying.
What was it? See, he remembered.
I remember perfectly. It was the red flags.
Yes.
Because Dave knows me. I'm a little bit colorblind, and all those red flags are green for me. And I always go right through them. So I'm going to look for those red flags.
And then you have to look at, you got to do this. Really?
Yes, exactly.
Really? And remember this. Please just do your moonwalk.
Yeah. Do your moonwalk.
Do my moonwalk.
Do the moonwalk.
Boom.
Dude, we love you, Julio.
Thank you so much,
man.
Julio. You got anything else you want to plug in? Or
anything you want to plug right now?
Everything, if anybody who listens, just go and get Buck Run. It's in all everywhere. The iTunes,
Hulu, Amazon, everywhere you can stream.
You can see it, please order it, get it, And also, like you say, Formosa, try it out. After you try it, you're going to be hooked,
Yes,
I can't
wait. For
sure. I got to get it.
I want to leave you with, Just remember the 3 things that are going to make you happy. Faithfulness, humbleness, don't remember your little miracles. If not, you're not going to get your big miracles.
There they are. Julio.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much, Julio. Guys, that was episode 105 of the podcast. Oh, I feel so good.
Yeah.
I feel so good. Man. Thank you so much, Julio. And
he jumped out.
But it's fine.
It's okay. It's
episode 105 of the podcast. He just left. I love when niggas do that. They just
it's all right. It's all right, bro. He left
Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Anchor.fm. You guys know where to find it, man.
You know where we are, man.
My name's Mike. I'm signing out.
Hey, my name's Dave. I love y'all. Keep subscribing if you can. We love you, dog.